Emo Brown. Ladies and gentlemen and lowlifes of the internet, thank you for checking out this episode of The Weekly, brought to you by Emo Brown, also brought to you by the lovely people at the bottom. Most importantly, this week is brought to you by Palona Torres Group.
El vato de Batiraguato, Sinaloa.
And here we go, the man of the hour, ladies and gentlemen, Steve.
Why am I the man of the hour?
Why is he the...
What happened here?
I don't know,
How do
he's
you know he
camera one.
identifies as the
Camera
man?
one. Should I just go by
What if he
camera one?
doesn't
You don't want
want
to be
to be
camera
the
one?
man of the hour?
When did you turn into Andy Richter?
The
And why
czar
did
of
you
the
make
hour.
me Conan O'Brien?
Thank you, Microwave. I'm
Yeah.
sharp as fuck. 6 drops in today.
Hell yeah, dude. Go microwave.
Fuck. Thank you for tuning in. As Barra just shared with us, bro. We have a star-studded cancel couch. We have the redheaded assassin. We have a lot of things going on. So let's get into it today, brother. Welcome back, Lozano. What's good in the hood?
Hola, caballero. Well, we got little shot glasses full of good stuff. We're going to talk about in a little bit, but we should drink some right now.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
We're just gonna get into it, bro. All right. We have none other than a couple of we're curing racism right now on the cancel,
The cancel couch is
bro.
making moves.
The war.
Cesar Torres and Lindsay Bardo all here to make life a little better. What are we sipping on, Bardo?
All right, we got right here the Long Hairs Henneberry collab. This is a collaboration representing the 10 years that the Long Hairs has existed on this earth.
Years,
This dropped in December. The collab was about a year in the making, but really even 10 years because we have been homies with Jesse before he even started Henneberry, and when we were both on our kind of entrepreneurial journeys trying to figure out where the hell we're going and what we're doing. We both ended up kind of landing on our thing, and we've always been really close boys ever since. So a lot of the bottle kind of speaks to some of those things. Homies since 2010,
Bro,
for
Henneberry is
example.
a legit big whiskey brand, bro.
I mean, yeah, I don't know what is considered big or not, but yeah, they're legit.
Your biceps
they make
for
great.
one.
You go to the gym, you know what's
Break that bottle.
They got showers
figure
there.
out the
There's a whole lot of America on that couch right now, bro.
tensile
Latin
strength
America
on
and
that.
Middle America. Let's
Go,
it,
baby,
bro.
we represent.
Motherfucker did 6 months with those muscles.
Dude, bro, hey,
go
well,
down.
let's start enjoying this. Big ups
Okay,
to
so let's give a little taste
your
here, a
biceps.
little shot.
To
You
your
know, we
biceps.
typically like to sip, but
Sip it.
today
Walk
we're
us through it.
shooting. so
walk us through it.
I'm not
Walk us
shooting.
through it,
I'm going to
dude.
sip because I want to enjoy
Hey,
it.
huele rico. I'm not gonna lie to you. I cheated and I had one last week with the crew, and it was really tasty. It was smooth as.
I'm going to tell the truth, too. Steve made me cheat, too.
Look at
This is really good.
So we spent a good amount of time, kind of figuring out the flavor profile and all the stuff. So Jesse sourced the whiskey, and then we kind of put together to get what we want. I mean, really got to give Henneberry all the props. They did,
I was
did it
gonna say,
all.
how involved
They
were
kinda
you
brought
guys,
us in.
dude?
No, they brought us in. They're like, guys, test this.
All
Give
you
a
did was
walkthrough.
get drunk.
Exactly,
That's
pretty
it,
much.
dude.
And well,
Sounds like a collab. Yeah, a beer
Yeah.
collab,
and
bro.
I think the big thing though that we did all agree upon that was really part of the collab was the actual alcohol content.
Okay.
Like, cause you can get a
Go
little
higher.
too much heat if you go higher.
Go higher.
Kind of lower, it's a little too sweet. So we kind of found that perfect mid range, and I don't know, we're super stoked on it. We do have a deal going where you could get if you buy 2 bottles, you get one free.
One free
What?
can.
I
Let's
didn't know
go.
Sold
that.
on the Henneberry website exclusively. So we get the links in the show notes.
How much
or
of this
whatever.
stuff was made?
About 500 bottles.
Okay, what do we do when the 500 bottles are out?
That's it.
That's a wrap.
Until the next
Okay,
collab.
just crack that open.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We
and
should
I'm
have
gonna
known.
legit need to purchase one just to
Okay.
keep, dude. Just to keep.
Well,
That's why you
what
get
the 3 bottle.
3 for 2 deal,
Yeah.
right? Buy 2, get
buy 2, get 1 free.
buy 2, 3 for 2.
Yeah.
Me gusta.
Totally. And you can pick them up in Vista at the Henneberry HQ, which is great to go up there. If you've never been up there, you could do a tasting, check out the facility. They'll walk you through the whole distillery and teach you everything about what they do there, which is awesome. And they got a really nice tasting room. It is like a members only place. But
Oh,
if you,
boy. Here we
I got
go.
a jacket.
Here's the
I've
cool
got a
thing. If
jacket.
you place an order and you go do a pickup,
You're a member.
You're a member. Not
Really?
officially, but you can get in and
Like
tour.
Sam's Club.
Yeah.
The
You
guy
can get
that
in
handed
there.
Jess is like, it's not that easy, dude.
Yeah.
But he's
Well,
like, just
So we're
here,
super
show
proud
up,
of it.
and you're a
Thank
member.
you guys
Clack,
for
you'll be good.
putting it on the show last week and enjoying it. And honest feedback, you guys really think it's good shit?
I do.
Dude,
I,
I
first
really
of all,
do
I
like
you're
killed
like
my
a pro here, so
My friend Chris Fitzgerald is a distiller there.
Okay.
Put the mic in his
nice.
face. Put the mic in his face. I'd like to hear
He and I
Salsa
used to work
Torres.
together at Iron Fist, and
Yeah,
now
but
he's
yeah.
a distiller there. Chris Fitzgerald.
Ah,
Big ups. Shout out.
Good dude.
Friend of the show.
We did. Chris showed us. So we did all the bottling with Chris, and he kind of was like, he's like, we were the labor, and he was the boss.
Oh,
And,
they're friends.
dude. It was awesome. We had our whole team doing all the filling. We had never done anything like that before, so it was super fun for us. But Chris was a great guy and just a total stud. Like, and he's really the one who made this.
This
so.
is. Let me tell you a little something about what's going on.
Let me tell you a little something.
Right now, if you the cancel couch is healing America,
It's ending the wars.
dude. It's living proof that we, as U.S. Americans, can all coexist together, bro.
This looks like a sitcom ready to happen. This is Perfect Strangers.
I wish I still had the kiss cam.
Fuck yeah, bro. Congratulations to you, your partner, El Rubio, bro, and everything
Big
with
ups.
Enderberry. I'm going to pound this because that's what I do, homie.
Hair
Yeah,
whips
if you
and
guys want to
high fives.
reload, we can, let's pour another one, and
I
then
might
we
need to
can
reload.
I'll bring you guys some more bottles.
I'm gonna sip on it. Thank
This
you
is
very
good
much.
stuff, man.
You should
Good
also
stuff.
buy 3.
Just got a notification that Ukraine and Russia are no longer.
Wow.
Get the mic because it's your turn now, brother. It's your turn. Get the mic, Salsa Torres.
Salsa,
What are you doing over here?
salsa consultant.
Pull off the cover.
There we go. Salsa
Damn,
Torres.
that's a
what's
nice
going on?
place.
Took
man,
off
come
the
on.
tip on that. That's good. This stuff's heavy.
There it
Damn,
is.
that is nice.
Yeah, I could. It's not overwhelmingly heaty. What's the terminology we use for when it's overwhelmingly heaty?
Fusily.
Overwhelmingly
Fusily.
heat.
Wow.
Fusily. Agreed.
I
That
would
is
just
the
usually
word.
say I could feel the heat on
I can.
this.
Hey,
Or you can say it's hot. You can just say it's hot.
Is she hot?
It's hot.
Is she hot?
It's something that you
It's
can
hot.
drink all night if you want, or have a celebratory.
BJ and I will test that out.
oh man, this is good stuff. Caesar Salsa Torres.
See what you did? You see what you
Torres.
did?
Thank you for gracing us with your presence today as well.
Hey,
Why
thank
don't you
you
give
for
us a little
having me.
update on what's going on in your neck of the woods?
So expansion. Just picked up Fieldwork Brewing and Twisted Path Distillery from Wisconsin.
Fine, dude. Big ups Barry from the Bay.
Yeah.
Doing
Very,
field work things.
Doing great things, man. We're actually going to be the official NA beer for the San Jose Sharks at the SAP Center.
That's really
Hit the
taking
claps
off.
again.
Yeah.
That field work beer. That
Go
field work
Sharks!
NA is taking off.
Tyler Toffoli is going to be our spokesperson.
Who's
that? LA Kings legend. Now he plays on the Sharks because his career is
Because he's
almost
got
over.
a good team now.
I don't know what BJ's
this
doing.
hockey
here.
talk?
I don't know, bro.
Welcome
This
to
is-
Hockey
Do
Talk.
you trust BJ
It's hard.
when he says
It's like
sports stuff?
trying to defend the Chargers. Like you just talk this shit because you have to, but
Yeah.
even in the back of your head, you know it's the Chargers.
You're a hockey fan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
that's
didn't
my
know that.
dude.
Yeah, real talk. Yeah.
I took you to a hockey game.
That doesn't mean you're
Actually,
a fucking
Caesar
fan.
took you to a hockey game. And I
I
sat
was
with
going to
you.
let you run with the credit, dog. Just because you didn't have a good time, I was going to let you take
I had
credit.
a good time. I just don't understand it. Is that
It takes a while.
Yeah, right. I
It takes a
remember
while.
I'm from the era when Fox introduced the glowing puck.
Gotcha.
Yeah, makes it
Remember there
easier
was like a
ball.
blue little
Yeah.
thing around it?
Sometimes it would get off
That's
though,
at
and that's
Chuck E.
the
Cheese
worst.
now, I think.
Like the
With
puck
the
would go this
handheld
way,
one?
and the thing would go this way, and you'd.
Oh, that's air hockey.
There.
Even though you're not a hockey fan,
ahead.
were you like everybody else that was obsessed with NHL '94 on the Sega Genesis? It's
Yeah,
like
dude.
one of the
I was
greatest
obsessed with
games of
Sega
all
Genesis.
time.
You know what got me into that? Swingers. The movie
Yeah.
Swingers. Yeah. When
Where they make
Sue
up with
was
the guys
fucking
that
up
they
Vince
fight with in the
Vaughn's-
parking lot.
Yeah, bro. Swingers.
Fantastic
Great movie.
movie.
I feel like that should go onto the list.
I feel like
of
we should just
Los
not talk about
Peliculeros,
I
it.
feel like we should
bro.
have a movie night.
Los
Let's not
Peliculeros,
go
bro.
there.
We
So,
should-
Field
It
Work
hasn't
is
happened. I'm already getting complaints.
also just partnered up with San Francisco Giants and Patrick Bailey, making a beer for
I know
him.
Patrick Bailey. Yeah.
And maybe rolling out a Fieldwork beer garden at Oracle Park.
So you're kind of turning into a Bay guy.
You know, I turned into a money guy, whatever keeps my daughter fed.
Wow, damn.
Those gangsters fuck.
As long as you
Yeah.
don't leave us, you better make that commute weekly.
We're going up there in August, man. I'm actually doing an epic road trip with Natasha for the end of her summer where we're going up to the Bay Area to watch Padres Giants. And on the way down, we're going to stop in LA at Chavez Ravine and watch Padres Dodgers.
Nice, bro.
Yeah.
Quote Craig and Friday, hey, come back.
Nothing better than watching a Padres Dodger game on stolen land, bro. Out of you. You're not
All
down. Rush the field with the flag, bro.
You see those guys get dealt with.
Those
huh?
guys
Yeah.
get handled, bro.
It's fucked up, man.
Sometimes you
but
just need
whatever,
a
that's
hug,
what you want to cheer for, I guess.
Yeah.
Berry Mexicans and, anyways.
Dog.
No,
Would you
Fieldwork's
ever
been a
move to
wonderful
San
addition.
Francisco?
I almost did when Barry opened up Fieldwork.
Okay.
The only reason we didn't go is my wife at the time had tenure in her teaching.
Yeah, you were married, bro.
that's right, yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think people realize
Yeah,
that.
I don't think I realized.
Once
That's why
upon
we
a
did
time,
the
this
sex to procreate.
Yeah, once upon a time, this
This ex.
single successful young man was a married bitter man, dude. And look at him now. Look
You
at him
look
now,
so
bro.
happy, bro.
Single and bitter.
Shit, bro. So happy.
Now I'm single in bitters.
If you gave me
Round and
1,000
round.
opportunities to guess what the most outlandish thing we would do today, I would never have guessed that Bardo and Salsa Torres would be sharing a couch together.
Uniting the
bro.
homeward front.
Ending
Look at
the
this.
war.
Together,
Wow.
united, they will
Repping
be
San
ending
Diego, both of them.
racism.
That's
Vladimir and
good.
Zelensky just high-fived each other
Bro.
somewhere. And
Racism no longer exists.
I told him.
It's over.
You didn't know ceasefire was short for Caesar.
Caesar.
Can I ask you something
God,
about
that
the
was good.
Uh-oh,
Yeah.
business
Give
guy,
him the mic,
business
give him the
guy.
mic, give him the
NA
mic.
side of the scene, like
Yep.
I haven't really. I mean, I've watched it blow up over the last couple of years. It's really fascinating. And
Share the mic.
What is your kind of take on this growth and how it's going? Like, are people really changing that much? Is this younger generation? Like, who are these people who are really into it?
I'll tell you who
hard-hitting
this younger
questions on
generation
Emo
is.
Brown.
It's the whole industry. Like, it's not what it used to be, and everyone has different tastes, whether it's ciders, seltzers, NA. Like, I think what Barry did at Fieldwork to get ahead of it was realize what his tasting room is, the needs of everybody else. So if you go to a Fieldwork tasting room, they have beers, NA beers, the super tonics, and he actually has his own winery that serves wine there so that everybody has something that they can relate to at the tasting room. So now people are kind of expecting that in the broad market. For years, it's been mostly athletic and what's the New Day?
I just know athletic as it relates to NA
Oh, no,
beers.
no. I
Best
know-
day.
Best day.
Best
There you
day.
go.
But
Not
now,
bad.
yeah, you're starting to see more and more trickle out just because there's a market to be had there. And you might not get to the level of athletic, but if you can dominate your tasting rooms, you can dominate your local market.
But it is better.
Yeah.
The Fieldwork NA is really
They're
good.
really good. Yeah, there's a Pilsner, there's a Grapefruit Blonde, there's a West Coast IPA, and there's a Hazy. So there's something for everybody.
But bro, it's weird. The generation either is not drinking or getting completely annihilated with like buzz balls.
Dude, well, I was reading an
buzz
article.
balls and beatbox.
There's an article about Gen Z don't start tabs when they're out drinking because
they
they're just gonna
expect not to get charged.
they're just gonna go one and done and dip
Oh,
out,
I
bro.
thought they had some sort
That's
of like
crazy.
you know
it's-
charge me. I don't
the
identify.
The running
as a,
out on
as a-
tabs
as a
does happen a
customer.
lot more that I've seen.
3 of Barry's tasting rooms, the thing that rivals the beer sales the most are the slushies that he does.
Okay.
People are just all about that
Yeah,
life.
but
It's
they're so
fucking
good.
Crazy.
Slushies
No,
are
I'm
kinda
not
good.
knocking them, man. I mean, they are delicious, but it's just you have to know that you have to take care of everything. Like they are one of the most upstart hype breweries ever, and like they're known for their hazies, they're known for their specialty beers, but you know that market has evolved, it's changed, and now he wants to capture all of it as opposed to just sticking to one lane.
What's
Slushies
going on
are
in our
good.
industry, bro? Honestly, I'm always on the outside looking in because I feel like we.
You own a brewery, so that's a great.
But you know
tactic.
what?
He's
But-
outside the brewery looking in though, just playing sad music.
But you
the
know what
non-beer
I'm
guy.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I'm not very tapped in.
You're not
to
tipped
the
and tapped
to
in,
all the
Steven.
But
politics
you
and
know
everything that
the
goes
dynamics
on.
of
Yes.
your
And I feel like
brewery,
that
your
is the
neighborhood.
reason
Yeah,
that
he
we've
knows his
been
lane
here
and
for
he runs
for
it.
Yep.
8 years. You know, like in August it'll be 8 years that we've been operating. It's been
Wrong
it's
button.
been-
No,
all right.
that's kind of a right button.
Wrong page, my bad.
I feel like me living the way I do, operating the way I do, has helped us get to this goal.
Yeah.
What is truly going on? I see breweries closing left and right. I see buyouts were once on the uptick are no longer a topic of debate
Well, now there's
or
different
conversation.
buyouts.
Go ahead.
There's distribution buyouts.
Okay.
The latest one being Sunset, which is an offset of Hands Distribution from the East Coast. They came in, and now Stoned, which is the longest running craft beer distributor, is no longer a thing.
Sapporo Brewing.
Well, Sapporo Brewing stays, but Stone Distribution is gone.
Well, they just
And-
Sunset just picked up the 3 of them, right? They
Yeah,
got
Scout.
Stone, Scout.
And Classic,
Classic.
the old CBG that here in San Diego had acquired Scout already.
Crazy.
Yeah.
What's up with brown bag beverages? I
Oh,
haven't
dude,
heard-
Susie does her
Yeah.
own thing, dude. I
Yeah.
love Susie. She
My
knows
little
what she
punk
wants.
rocker.
Yeah.
I
Punk
feel
rock
like
of
we
distro.
operate if the distribution game could run parallel to the small craft brewery community, we would be the brown bag beverage of the brewery industry. We stay in our lane. We're very neighborhood forward. We're very communal. Yes, we have another taste room, but it is in a neighborhood where I feel it kind of replicates what we have on 3rd Avenue,
Gotcha.
but on India Street. It's a crazy
But the
industry.
weird time,
distribution world is the scary world.
I would never get into that
Because
world.
that's the one where you can't, like the brown bags are not, those are few and far between. Because it really is an industry. First, it's crazy capital to buy in. Like you need to have a lot of money even just to play in that landscape. And then secondly, they kind of run everything. Like they're a big driving force for your brand. They could be your best asset. They
Or it could be your demise.
Yeah, your demise.
Absolutely.
And the problem with it is that if you don't really like, if they taste a little bit, because it all tastes good, but the distribution companies know that once they have a little bit, they want a little bit more.
Yeah.
A little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. It's very hard to be a very niche punk rock brown bag kind of style distribution company without going all in, because
it's terrifying to see what's going to happen, because there's no way they keep that entire portfolio. They absorb so many brands that my understanding is a good 30% of that is going to be let loose. And Susie's not in a position to want to do that. She's not going to add to that. Carl, even, like, they're at their bandwidth. So what happens to all these brands that aren't built for self-distribution? Like, it's going to get fucking even more terrifying.
Yeah.
How?
Well, just these brands can't survive on their own. You know, they don't, if they rely on distribution networks, someone to serve as chains, you know, if you have chain activations at Whole Foods, at Trader Joe's, at Jimbo's.
I avoided those things like the plague, bro.
And you should.
I
'Cause
avoided-
you live in your lane and you do a wonderful job of that.
I avoided all distro conversations, people reaching out, opportunities and offers. Like, it's not for us,
Why?
bro. It's not for us. It was never my business model.
What part of it?
For me, at the level that we brew and produce, rather,
Yep.
it didn't make sense to move a keg that in-house makes from $600 to $700 a keg inside at the tasting room, selling that keg from $150 to $200 to go out. Like it
million.
does not make financial sense to me.
It's a volume play, though.
But we're not a volume brewery. You see things through a different scope because you work for Ballast Point.
Yeah, but I also don't necessarily. I'm not all in on distribution. It's been a thorn in a lot of breweries of our size and capacity in our sides.
Yes, sir.
Like it's just it kind of just depends on what you're comfortable giving up.
Yeah.
Because in a lot of ways, what you're giving up is a lot of your malleability. You can't be as innovative as often as you want unless you have a really good plan of keeping it inside of your satellite tasting rooms. Given that you have them and that you've made an investment into them, the market wants a few, not many.
Someone that is near and dear to all of us, we've seen it firsthand. Fall. That is a neighborhood brewery that tried to act as a production brewery, and that was such a hindrance because you know, you had to do away with all the specialty one-off releases because, you know, at the time that I was there, literally one tank that was just for Plenty for All, another tank that was just for the zoo, and now all of a sudden you're
out of tanks.
Yeah, and when your most popular beer is a 7-week natural lager, you're fucked.
Time is money,
and
sir.
here, I mean, these are the stories that people normally. This is beer nerd shit, dude. This is like fucking inside the week.
I was just about to ask you. Let's pretend that there's a stupid guy in the room that doesn't understand the connection between. So, like, I get it. Like the breweries brew it, the distributors come, they take it off their hands, and they go.
There's a 3-tier system.
So what's the breakdown between like brewery, distributor, where it goes? Like
depending on the contract that you agree to with your company and with the company that you choose to distribute your product, they can say, I'm going to need this much of this beer and this beer to fulfill what we are going to do as a distributor. Big ups to breweries who can maintain that. That's hard.
Well, it's written into. I mean, it's written like you give up your brand.
Yeah.
To them,
it's no longer
they
yours.
have exclusive
it's like signing
rights.
the major label.
So with like in this exact scenario, like if Three Punks was to do this, like do a distribution, would you look at it as like a product seeding opportunity? Like, I'm going to get more customers because these guys are going to get me out there. I'm going to be able to build my brand bigger. Is that like why breweries like go this route?
I think there is a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. And that is exactly, it's like the carrot leading the jackass and the donkey's just in there following.
Corinthians.
You know?
That was Corinthians.
Second book, if you will.
Very religious guy.
The donkey is following that carrot, hoping that one day he gets a nice little chunk out of it.
Yeah.
But I don't. For us, I'm not shitting on distribution. So I'm a big fan of what you do because you built it from zero, and what you're doing is literally do. If I was ever to sign on with a distribution, it would be somebody like you.
It's a misconception that like I don't run a distribution network. I run a sales consultancy. I run a brokerage that gives people the accessibility to pick what they want to do, but leading them into a distribution or a distribution network is a tough thing. Like, I have a client right now, like the newest one I signed on, and he was like, legally for spirits, you can't do what beer does and self-distribute. So he had to sign with somebody. And picking the lesser of all these evils, you don't know that.
Yeah.
I mean, he ended up chiming in with Southern. And who would have thought if he had gone with RNDC just folded in California. Literally the biggest acquisition in liquor 8 years ago when Young's gave up their rights to RNDC. Gone. All of that is gone. Now Crest is picking up Don Julio. Crest is picking up
Tito's.
Bacardi, Tito's.
Jack
So
Daniels.
in layman's terms, there's a monopoly going
this?
on in the distribution,
Long
in the
1
spirits distribution, which could easily be paralleled in the beer.
Well, now it is
Yeah.
because this distributor that just came in is now the new Crest, but of craft beer.
Let's
So-
not get it twisted, though.
But in
It is
general,
kind of gangster.
in general, more isn't always better.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes less is actually more. That's why it's like people have literally like, come on, do it. And I was like, why, bro?
Well, look, dude.
come to us.
Look, to play devil's advocate, distribution and having a big line of distribution saved a lot of breweries during COVID, for instance.
Yes.
That was something that was beneficial at that point.
Yeah.
Where, I don't know, the dividends were kind of paid out in a weird way because now people were rushing to quote unquote essential establishments and able to get your product. And guess what? The only product that was in there was going to be these distributor carrying products. And everybody else had to figure out, how do I sell beer out of my door like you guys did?
Yes, sir.
And how do I get people to come in here? Well, most consumers are going to go like, well, I'd rather just go to the supermarket. I'd rather just go to the supermarket, pick up my bread, my butter, and my booze.
Yes, sir.
And there
All
you
the
go.
bees.
And there you go. And that's a benefit of working with the distributor. But I would say the cons of it are that you have mandates, dude. And honestly, dude, a distributor is going to whisper sweet nothings into your ear as they're growing or as hot as you are. And then once you're kind of teeter-tottering on that flavor of the week kind of status, you need to make sure that you stay
Remember
sexy.
Goodfellas. Remember Goodfellas.
And most of these contracts don't have an expiration date.
1,000%. That's why
That's
it's kind of
what's terrifying, dude.
Remember in
That's-
Goodfellas when the bar was sold to the boss, the big boss, and he was like, okay, now this belongs to me. But at the beginning of every month, fuck you, pay me. Oh, business is slow. Fuck you, pay me. Oh, I just lost all my staffing. Fuck you, pay me. And I just never, for us, I mean, again, dog, I can only talk to you from our perspective. It just didn't make sense. You brought up COVID. During COVID, that's when we were forced to use
to-go model, home delivery.
Yeah. You had to go pivot style, homie. So we started canning at
love
that
to see
point
it.
and distribute. But I bought a delivery van that I still use, and that was it. The website was curtailed for people to just shoot us an order, and every day I'd load up the van with cans and I'd hit the road and I'd start delivering. So I mean, for us it worked, and for everyone it didn't, and I'm just fortunate and happy that it worked.
There's
for
just
us.
two kind of mindsets that you have to have as an organization. And if you go this route, all good.
Yeah.
Now you got to play in that arena.
Yeah.
If you stay in this route, and it is tougher, but
Yeah.
I think it's a lot more satisfying doing what you did. You just got to be ready for that too.
Gotta hustle.
I assume there's a certain amount of like preferential treatment too. Like
One
Oh,
relate this to my
million
world,
percent.
that might
there's
be the biggest
guys
issue.
like me that go out and,
And I'm
book
not gonna
our own
speak on it.
gigs. We reach out to the places by ourselves, and then there's companies like Gig Town or Acoustic Spot. Great companies for certain people because everybody wants to be a part of it. Not everybody can get the 10 spots that they have on their contract. But what they do is they buy up all the contracts, the 10 spots that hustlers could have got into.
Or they just
and now they're
offer
like, hey, well,
incentives,
we
you
own
know?
it now. So if you want to play ball, you got to be our little friend now.
But it's a great asset for a lot of breweries, depending on place, time, and size.
Size.
It's one of the best things that can ever
Size
happen to
matters,
you.
boys.
Get out of here, Bardo.
So wait, a good indicator
told
of
it
how the brewing industry is doing is on festivals. This past weekend, we had the Rhythm and Brews Festival in Vista.
much fun.
How was that? How was the
I don't
turnout?
know if that's an indicator of how they're doing, but I feel like in the past it could showcase what you wanted to promote, and now it's just people trying to continue the relevancy of where they are as a brewery and staying fresh in your mind.
It did seem like a grasp for air in that sense,
For sure.
But it was sick.
It was
We had
fun,
some
dude.
really great breweries out there, and they were super hyper local. And everybody that was around there was dude, everybody had a great time. I had a great time.
And that used to encompass all of downtown Vista, like a street and a half and the parking lot.
Okay.
And now it was just in the parking lot, but it also hasn't happened since 2019. So like it's
Rhythm and
building
Brews,
back.
really?
Yeah.
Oh,
We're bringing it
shit.
back.
Bringing it back, and it was fucking awesome, dude.
Full disclosure, Lozano.
Yeah,
What's
up?
your role with this San Diego Brewers Guild?
Ladies and gentlemen, I am the vice president of your San Diego Brewers Guild.
Look at that, dog.
Put some respect on his name.
Yeah.
Finally.
Oh, doggy.
Put some respect on his name.
Finally.
I had two people reach out and they were like, "Dude, assassinate him and get me that role." And I'm like, "I can't. That's my guy.
Clip my ear. They just clip
Also,
my
he's
ear.
very hard to kill.
That's my guy right there."
They just
Don't
clipped
fuck with
my
Mike
ear.
Anello,
I
dog.
raised my fist and I said, "You can't kill me."
What is the main purpose of the Brewers Guild? What are you guys?
It's an
aimed
aid.
to-
It's an asset. It's a utility where breweries in the county can utilize us for various things. But one of the things that we do is help with workshops, help with education, help with festivals, and making sure, like the Rhythm and Brews Festival.
Rhythm with the tism.
Rhythm with the Tism.
That's a
was-
festival we should start.
I mean, I don't know if you should start that one. I don't know. We're gonna get canceled. But it was.
made the stickers.
It was. I mean, there's a lot of things that we offer the industry, and it is right now what we're doing with the guild is we're trying to make it a lot more accessible and relatable and good for people that are outside of the actual work that work in the industry. So right now we have a lot of resources for brewers and we have a lot of resources for front of the house people and people that are actually within the establishments. But what we really want to do is we want to make sure that it also becomes something that people that are just beer lovers or that just, or we're in San Diego, they're looking for a good brewery to go to. They're looking for the latest events and the latest whatever, and they have a place to go. So we have an app, we have a website. My Ugly Mug is on that website. Look at this. What is going on?
Shit, dude. Our
I love
freaking
it.
Emo Barry, the producer,
I love it. I
out
saw
there
it.
ripping, what is it called? Gravity bongs, dude.
That was
What are you
awesome.
talking about?
Shit, you're not down.
see
But
nothing.
anyways,
And a great indicator was a lot of walk-up ticket sales. That was
A lot.
cool to see
A lot.
because it was in
Okay.
the
A lot.
downtown Vista Village district, and people were just like,
Should've
"Oh,
done.
what's cracking?
see you next year.
I'm in."
You know what's not suffering? Dive bars. Dude, people love going to dive bars. People love
I have to try one
consuming,
soon.
The
I got a great one for you.
Bro,
You ever heard of the Elwood?
the Elwood. For
You should
all
try it.
that-
They have a
That's
jukebox.
as dive as you get, bro.
But you know what? Big ups to the team out there. But yeah, we just had the biggest month in the history of the dive bar, and it's like, okay,
Congrats, my dude.
so are people
I'm gonna
kind
need that
of
money
turning
back.
more towards drinking liquor and kind of shying away from beer, or where do we see the differentiating? Like,
It's a weird split because
Yeah.
they're doing a little bit of everything.
Yes, sir.
But the weird thing is that there's also like a resurgence to go back to the OG styles of beer, like where people
I
are
was gonna say.
lagers and pilsners. All of a sudden,
Light stuff. Really noticed that.
that was a hot shot. Then it died away to the haze craze, and now everyone's drinking light shit again. It's weird.
No, and not only that, like I don't know if it's a nostalgia thing all encompassed into one, but even like what we're seeing with Sculpin, for instance, people are drinking Sculpin again.
Yeah.
Like it's still a hard sell sometimes because people get wrapped up in.
but it's
in
that
their
nostalgic beer.
But but they've realized that in this weird environment that is craft beer, where dude, some of these bar owners don't even know if they're going to get their next keg of
Whatever's.
of this from this brewery. So
Yeah.
they're like, you know what? Let's just go with the brands and the
Tried and
breweries that
true.
at least they can. I know that I'm going to get them. I know that a lot of people just want consistency. You're a bar owner, right? What you want from your
Good
your
old fashions. I just
vendors.
want good old fashions, baby.
the best in town.
The best in town, bro.
Hey, also fucking phenomenal micheladas too. Don't undercut your
Sleep on the
michelada
micheladas.
game, dude. They're fucking
PJ.
Hey, why don't
You guys ever
give
been?
them all
Just
to
telling
the
you.
Henneberry to make your
Oh, picture
Oh,
right now. Hey,
shit.
give him the
Here we
mic.
go.
Let's see
Hey,
what we
sell
got.
it in. Sell it in. Sell it in, Lindsay.
Lace those fingers. Let's go.
Grab that mic. Let me hear you.
Hey,
Let me hear you.
Can we get 5 bottles of Elwood over there?
Okay,
You know,
give him a pitch.
Maybe
You walked
10.
in.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Maybe 500.
I know a guy.
Let's do it, dog. You don't scare me.
I think these would make some good old fashions.
Stop
He
it.
just said no.
I'm in, bro. We're all about that. And you know,
He said that before.
This is what I like. This is what I like about this industry is that you're right. People are becoming a little bit more communal. They're looking inward, old school, on where they go and consume, whether it be the cost of living, whether it be the cost of the libation, whether it's a pride in your neighborhood and community. The people that come to the Elwood, local as fuck. Local as fuck. It's people from the community. It's everybody. It's those 9 to 5ers.
I get the look when I
They
walk
come
It's an
in
$8
there.
Uber, baby.
Everybody knows who you are. It's cheers, bro. It's that mentality, and the Manhattan is on the same level, and it's awesome. People that go to Three Punks, the same thing.
But you built that.
Yes, and I feel like we distribute. We have about 10 to 15 accounts that get our beer on the regular. Not all of the beers. They get Flama Blanca. Flama Blanca is what we produce on the regular. As soon as Flama Blanca, it takes over one whole tank. When our Mexican lager is out, the Mexican lager goes right back in. And yeah, dude, it does take 6-7 weeks to get done. But that's what people are drinking.
Yeah, but what you've, I would never have accused you of selling yourself short because you don't do that.
Go ahead.
You're going to tell us.
Go ahead.
But I would say that what probably is the most difficult thing in this industry is to get that. What you just described about the Elwood being hyper local and you're still in business, or Three Punks and you're hyper local and you're still in business, is that you sold more than the product. You sold. What you're selling is more than the product. That's what I'm trying to say. You're selling a vibe. You're selling an environment. And I think that we're talking about like dive bars and shit. I think right now the reason why they're doing good is because they know that when they go in there, they're not getting some weird Cheesecake Factory kind of like facade, shell of an experience. You're getting something that's relatively unique and at least what we would call authentic, right?
Yes, sir.
And I think that's what people want. And they're going like, I don't know where my next buck is coming from. Quite frankly, in this economy and with our president, I don't know if I'm going to have a job next week. They take what they have and they go to the spots where they know that they can trust the people and that they feel that they're also investing in them, where you don't feel that sometimes at the Yard House.
Sure.
No knock on the Yard House.
That's us,
Precarious
though.
open.
That's Emo Brown. We're consistent. We're reliable. We are always going to deliver this product. Join the social club.
And
Get in there.
as an aside, that's definitely connected to that. As a sales rep, you look for places like that where it's like your honey holes that people are going to frequent.
Your
that
what?
are always going to, yeah.
I used to have a honey hole in college. Go ahead.
They got
All right.
permanently stuffed.
Crystal, I would like to say that I did not lead him into this. He did it himself.
Old Pooh Bear let him down.
No, but the reality is that's good business. Is like seeing the bars that you hang out at and seeing the people that you want to frequent those places that'll support your brand and latching onto that. Like that's a huge thing for sales reps nowadays because those are few and far between. It used to be a seller's market where if you had the best portfolio, you could control and
Dominate.
deviate what you want.
For sure.
Now it's a buyer's market. Like I'll put on a West Coast. If somebody wants a West Coast, that's what the fuck they're drinking. It doesn't matter if it's field work. It doesn't matter if it's, Three Punk Ales. They're going to take what I give them. And that wasn't always the
And you're
case.
going to
Yes,
like it.
Daddy.
I mean, it really
Salsa
is.
Torres, everybody.
bro.
I'm giving it.
I was going to bring you up, dude,
Well-
because you're not in the beer industry, but you're
No,
kind
I
of in
love
the
this
disruption.
conversation. It's fascinating. I think it works to any business that's going out there.
Yours
It's-
ties for guys.
And it's just, it's community. Can you build community? Can you build some type of authentic experience that people are going to have loyalty to and tell other people about? And they're going to have this pride in like, hey, hey, Caesar, I got to take you over here to Elwood. This place is so sick, dude. You never heard of it,
Salsa.
blah, blah, blah. Like, and you're going to go and then you're going to be like, hey, that was a cool experience I had. I met this guy at the bar and the
Now this
bartenders
fucker
were
doesn't
cool.
leave.
Yeah. But now he's in.
Turns out he's there almost 6 times.
But that's like the same thing every business is really, really trying to nail. Something that's, I think, interesting from not being in the beer industry, just being a customer of the craft beer scene and kind of being here in the earlier days and then going where it's like, it was such an infant industry and it's been growing up. And it's like all these different phases that have happened through like the crazy shit with the Ballast Point $1 billion,
1.3.
buyout to like or whatever. And then all the story of that and like what's happening with Stone and like what you just mentioned, their distribution thing changing and how everything ebbs and flows. And it's just this industry like growing. What a question to you guys is like, when does the craft beer scene, right? It was this cool, hot, new thing 20 years ago or whatever. now it's getting mature. It's like it's in its, what is it, 20s, 30s?
30s.
Like 30s?
It's in its early
About
30s now,
30s?
bro.
Because Carl Strauss in 1989.
Yeah, 1989. So that shit.
Okay,
that's
so we're getting in the
40s now, bro.
Yeah, we're in the 30s now.
We're gonna get to 40s
Compared to some of the OOGs like Coors, who's been around for 200 years.
Generations.
Like, at what point does the craft beer scene grow into this older thing? I don't know what that
Not
means
so
exactly, but
craft
maybe you
anymore?
guys are like, maybe you could see what I'm talking about.
There's
like,
a word in Spanish. There's a word in Spanish called chavorruco.
Yeah.
And I think the craft beer industry will forever be in the chavorruco stage. The older you get, you still identify as a youngster. You still identify as that cool kid.
Yeah.
So I feel like through all of the changes and through all of the morphine of beer styles and marketing practices and distributor contracts,
Yeah.
I feel like that's the identity it has to maintain. You're not going to go up against Coors and outperform them.
Right.
You're not going to go up against all these other brands and outperform them. The best way to do it is create your own fucking lane.
Yeah.
Stay in your lane, dominate that lane, and eventually you are going to appeal to people who enjoy being in that lane.
But that's where you have to be careful, because that's where Ballast was so fucking good at with Sculpin and that new wave.
Yellowtail Pale Ale, brother.
There was
I
more
missed
tap
that.
handles of Yellowtail than Coors Light for a while.
Yeah.
in San Diego.
in San Diego.
And the
In
thing
San
is,
Diego.
everybody else,
Thank you. Give a little bit of a
Oh,
everybody
my favorite
else
beer of all
thought
time,
they could
dog.
replicate
Straight
that.
up. Yeah.
Grunion for me.
coming to the
Grunion
L
for you?
word.
Grunion. Give me that OG Grunion recipe.
Yellowtail Pale Ale
I like this.
and Victory at Sea were the first two beers that just kind of fucking blew my mind.
But again, everybody tried to jump into
sir.
that market
Yeah.
and say like, "Oh, we're gonna do
this now.
No,
Yeah.
that was lightning in a bottle, and that was
Agreed.
years of strategy. That was years of development, and that was years of like, okay, we see it, and we're gonna nail this.
You know where Ballast Point jumped the shark?
Okay.
They were. I saw them at a.
Hey,
Hey, everybody,
we're doing Fonzie
Fonzie.
references. You got to do the A.
The show on HBO called The Silicon Valley.
Oh yeah.
Where
yeah.
I was just at home,
shit.
Dude, I
ripping a
remember
bowl,
that.
ripping up. Love that show. Still do. I need to go back and watch it.
Big ups
Ripping a
that
bowl,
show.
and
Yeah,
I'm just
dude,
like
friends of the show.
smoking, and then like they panned
No,
over,
friends.
and there's a fucking Sculpin
Yeah,
can
dude, I remember
on the
that.
table, and I was like, "Son of a bitch!" dog.
Sculpin was my
That's it.
staple.
That's it. This is it. Could get
have
no
a lot of nights
higher,
to Sculpin.
dude. It could get no higher than that moment right there.
It was sick.
And then you guys sold for $1.3 billion.
yes, yes, we
Yeah,
did.
you left some commas out there, BJ.
But one of the nice things about, like, I remember that. I remember
Right? How
seeing it for the
awesome was
first time.
that?
We were like, "What the fuck? This is awesome." We made it into, that weird
HBO.
space. It was like a weird space, right? Where like Budweiser and anything that wasn't like blurred or some weird white label that didn't exist. When you were a brand that they wanted on that show, especially a really popular show
Yeah.
at the time, you were like, "Yo, I think
We
this
made
is
it."
This is it." And a lot of people forget that Ballast Point, Stone, a lot of breweries, that sometimes people forget that when we had our day under the sun, it was a big deal. And all of these other breweries, and I'm not asking anybody to go kiss anybody's rings, but like honestly, man, like if you have a successful brewery, especially in this hyper competitive city, dude, it was because of brands like ours. It was because of the Stones and the Carl Strausses and the
You
Pizza
guys laid the
Ports.
framework.
And so every time I hear a lot of, I don't know, shit talking, right, about some of those brands, specifically us, because I get it. we did a lot.
You
a lot of
stole
people,
water from the farmers in Mexicali,
all
brother.
of the farmers. There was no, but we
That
did.
kind of shit is always ridiculous, dog, because that's the American fucking dream,
Yeah.
is to start your business, build it
Well,
up, and retire.
The thing is, yeah, I agree with you. The thing that always gets me
all building stuff?
Yeah.
Do something at the end of it.
at every single conversation.
Life, or we end up selling it. Like, we are here to build something that is here to last and to serve our family and maybe even generationally in our family. I mean, that's really, I think, deep down why all of us
I mean,
have
that's
our
why
own
Mark
entrepreneurial
Cuban
ventures.
invested in you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
true.
I mean, Mark Cuban put money into your brand and to your product because he saw what the vision and what it could potentially do.
Totally.
Dude,
Let's
he
be
even
real.
said on that episode, and this is kind of like, we'll bring it back to the essence of what we're trying to do here. Mark Cuban said to you guys that he was investing in you guys because you guys were selling a community. You guys were selling. He saw that there was a community.
Well, I think the exact quote is, "You guys know what you're doing." Which, when I think back to when we were on the show, we had no fucking clue what we were doing.
I like how you paused. You paused for an applause. I think the direct quote was like, "You guys know what you're fucking doing."
No, I didn't wait.
And then, dude, if Mark Cuban was listening to this, like, God damn it, dude.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Not
that Mark Cuban does listen to this. Why you say it like that? What's up, Mark? Friend of the
What
show.
does it mean to you as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, to you and your partner, to have someone like a Mark Cuban type invest in your vision and ultimately financially back, support whenever needed or whatever role is played there?
So I think there's like two aspects of that question. There's the like when it happened, because when we went on that show and we got the deal and everything, like we were nothing, dude. Like we were still very much in a concept phase. I'm actually like, we literally got on that show through pure willpower. Like
there
we just like the energy and heart coming from Chris and I was just like the producers just couldn't deny us. Even though like we had barely been selling products for 1 year. Our revenue was like 150,000 for the entire lifespan of the business, like up to that point, which we had only been selling for 1 year. Like, so it was just thinking back to where we were to where we're at now and everything we've learned in between. Like, to go back to your question, that's the first feeling of that is just like, wow, someone is really sees what we're doing, and they literally just said to us, one of the big dogs in the tank just told us that we know what we're doing. And we did think we know what we were doing at the time. And there's proof to that because we grew and expanded, delivered on the opportunity that was that show, and then grew from that. But then we had a lot of years where that growth kind of like we hit a cap where we didn't know what we were doing, and now we're fucking buying too much inventory, and we're spending too much on ads, and we got hired too many people, and we got too big too fast, and now we're fucking failing fast, you know,
all of those brands.
And then it's like, that's a point where I think every business is going to go through that. It's part of growing. And if you're not able to fucking, like, you're going down, if you're not able to start pulling up and like, hey, we got to make changes. We got to do some different things. We got to switch stuff. We got to downsize. Yeah. Hey, we got to take ego out of it. We got to go from a 7,000 foot warehouse into an 800 foot warehouse.
You got to get rid of your warehouse.
We got to go from a $7,000 a month
overhead
rent to 1,000. Yeah. Like, dude, these are the hard decisions that you got to make, and you have to make them quick to survive. And the whole point of business is surviving. Yeah. If you're not surviving, then you're not in the game. The point of business is being in the game. If you're in the game, doesn't matter if you're extremely profitable or losing your ass. If you're playing and you're in the game, like, once you quit, once you do bankruptcy, once you close the doors, once you say it's over, you're not in the game anymore. You're fucking gone, dog. Yeah. It's a wrap. It's over, and your dream's dead.
Dude, and this is the thing that I always tell people, dog. It's like, it doesn't matter who got there first. Is who can stay there the longest.
100%, dude.
And people, sometimes I'll tell people, and they're like, but what? And it's like, dude, trust me, man. You don't know how difficult and how many dance steps you need to learn to maneuver and maintain and prolong and just be involved in this game. Bro. COVID was just step one.
Dude, and the more you get into it, like the deeper you get into the business, the more like little details matter so much, you know? And you really got to pay attention to like, where is every dollar going?
Yes.
And where are we getting a return for almost all of our dollars? Like in your early growth phase, or especially when things are really good, you kind of cannot worry about that.
Yeah.
But when shit is not, and you're like, we still got to maintain, we still got to grow, it's like every dollar matters. And I like try to tell that to every business person, and really even in your own personal financial life, it goes a long way too. But it's just like, dude, where is everything going?
Why am I paying $600+ for towels? Like, what's going on here, dude? What are we doing? Let's buy a fucking washer and a dryer combo for $700. We just pick up a bunch of Temu towels and throw them in there, and that's a wrap.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's, you know what? A lot of that is lost in translation, and a lot of that is where businesses die.
fucking Albert trying to sell you on those cleaning services.
Dude,
That
yeah. Well,
is
don't listen to your
where-
friends. Point of the story.
Up real quick.
Get this boy the mic. This is where businesses go to die. Your ego, your pride get in the way, and they blind you. It's like, I can't do that. I can't. You fucking better do that, because if you
exactly.
don't, that's a wrap, G.
Yeah. I see a lot of people who are, look, some people out there will, in their business running it, will think like, we're too big for that. Like we made it to this point. We can't go back down to like what it was like in our starting days. Well, if you want to fucking live, sometimes you have to fucking do that.
Run.
And that's where I think like where good leaders are made in business is that you make really hard decisions. And if it's like, I think the hardest ones is laying people off. If you've got to lay people off, it sucks so bad. It's like, it really hurts your heart. Honestly, you'll go into that a couple days before, it'll be fucking weighing on you. And then you go in there and you get it done, but you know, like I have to do this to keep the business going. And it is about having the business survive versus like keeping people on just to keep people on.
Right.
You know, like
I never
you got to
had-
keep your good people on. Like every business has some people that maybe are on the fence. You could feel like, hey, I could develop this guy. He could be good. But that's like, okay, I'm going to make a 3-year commitment in this guy. If I really believe it's worth it, then you got to think like you as a business owner, you're going to be investing probably whatever his salary is plus 2 to 3 to 5x, like on anything else, training or develop time, your personal time into him.
Yeah.
If it's
It's a
gonna
measure-
pay, if
measure
it's gonna
twice,
pay off,
cut
and that guy's
once.
gonna be a killer for you,
Or-
it's fucking worth it. Or you got to make that call 3 years before you go down that line and say, you know what, I got to cut it with this guy.
Yeah.
Like, and those are the hardest, I think, decisions to make in business.
Being a parent is hard.
Yeah.
Operating a business is 10 times harder.
You can't fire your kids.
I never had the best
looked
sleep I've
into
ever
it.
had in my life was before we had a small business. No stress, just worrying about absolutely just whatever was internal.
Go to work,
you know?
paychecks,
Hey, bro,
dude. Like-
Fred Flintstone style. I clock in, I clock out. That's a wrap. You don't worry about anything.
Let's
you
go
don't
bowling.
You don't bring anything home.
Yeah.
It's a wrap.
Yeah.
Once you throw your fucking hat into the small business, the entrepreneurial world, these things where you're
Never
making
stops.
your own, there is no turning it off. I try to tell wifey that, and over the length, the timeline of operating these small businesses, you're never off. Why are you on your phone? We're doing this. Why you got to go there? What? I said, because if I don't, what happens? I said, we love the things that we get from investing time and effort into these projects. If I stop doing that, you will slowly realize that, oh shit, we don't have what we had.
Yeah.
You have to continually show up and show out day in and day out, or
Right,
else
and
it'll
you're constantly putting
it'll
out
dissipate,
fires.
dog. It will disappear.
Yeah.
And then the stress that comes with like knowing that if I hire this person, I have to deliver
Yes,
for them in
yes.
order for them to continue to thrive and survive. Like,
Hey, when did this turn into a therapy session, bro?
No,
you know
this
how
is
many
a- this is-
drugs I
this
have to
is a
do
good
every
think
night
tank.
just
This
to
is a
sleep
think
well,
tank.
dude?
what are drugs?
Drugs are those things that make everything disappear.
Dude, and I mean, to your point, and a lot, you hear it out there. Like, this is something that pisses me off about social media, right?
Here we go.
There's so many motherfuckers, and then like that are out there on Instagram saying, do this and do that, and you could like make a fucking 100,000 per month, and there's all these fucking schemes and get
Snake
quick.
oil.
Like, it's so easy. And look, don't get me wrong. I think social media is an amazing tool to expand and grow, and I think us at the Long Hairs can be doing it way better to grow our business.
Damn it.
But at the same time, like, dude, it takes what it takes to build a real brand, and it takes incredible sacrifice. And Steve, this goes to your point, like how many holidays or weekends where things are happening where you have to sacrifice, and you got to be putting in the time, putting in that extra work, and it's. I give it up to the women in our life, our wives who have accepted and understand that. Because
Bardo coming
if
out
I
here
had
setting
a
the record
wife,
straight.
Yeah, dude.
if I had a wife who didn't understand that, who was pissed off every
Yeah,
time I had
yeah.
to give up my Saturday,
Yeah.
or for example, Black Friday was right on Thanksgiving week. That's the
we
biggest
don't call
week.
it that anymore. Calm
Yes,
down.
no, we
I
actually
want you to
do. We
relax.
still do.
Okay,
Oh,
whatever.
good.
The holiday fucking season is the biggest time for us as an e-commerce brand, and I have worked on Thanksgivings for the last fucking 10 years. Like, and every day before that, and every day before that, we're like traveling to go see grandparents and do this. And we got the kids and everybody's loading up. And I'm fucking like, what? Hey, babe, you got to drive for the next 3 hours when we go to Arizona, because I'm going to be fucking banging out these emails and everything. Like, for the. So it's like, dude, if my wife was constantly giving me shit about that, I don't think we would fucking last, or I would quit or something.
How long have you been married?
10 years on Friday. Last past Friday.
That's my guy, dude.
So you guys want to celebrate?
Here's the thing.
I'll sit this one out.
With that, listen, and this might be controversial. They don't have to believe in you, but if they support you, that's all I ask, dog.
100%.
You know what? Show me the support, and knock on wood, wifey, 80% of the time believes in me.
Yeah.
Wow. But 100% of the time supports me.
That's beautiful.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's hard work.
I get that.
I'm going to be 20
There's
years
hard
married.
conversations with the wife. Like, hey, where's the fucking money?
Yeah.
Right.
And so you're like,
hey,
I'm
Bardo,
fucking building.
Bardo,
this
take it easy. Take it easy. Hold on. Time out. Let's take a shot.
Whiskey.
Hold on. Give me, pour me that last one.
bro.
Pour me that last little bit right there.
Dude,
dog.
This shot is for the
deserve
lovely
the last
ladies.
little bit after that fucking goddamn. That's a motivational goddamn YouTube video.
You got a
that
lovely
we-
lady.
You know what it is,
She
bro?
believes and supports.
I don't think we've all been together on this thing like this, talking our truths like this, bro. Cheers.
Oh,
cheers
great.
to small business.
Let's go. See you
Cheers to
there. Salud.
Small
entrepreneurial
business,
shit.
big hearts.
And cheers to the people who support us, bro. Salucita. Amor del rey.
100%, man. That's our customers. That's our family. That's our wives. That's our kids, too. And don't forget about the kids, too, dude. The
them
kids are the
kids.
biggest. No,
Oh,
the kids are the
Swing at
biggest
me.
supporters. They just, dude, they're looking at you, dad. Like, dude, my dad does this, and it's so cool.
Don't make us
and
cry,
it's so
dude. Chill
cool.
out, chill
they
out,
don't know any of the details. They don't know like exactly how it all works, but all they know is my dad is a badass, and that's something, dude, that all of us dads can just like. We have to look in those little eyes and say, like, I will never
So
fucking
glad my
be.
camera died.
You know, I'll never skip.
He's
I'll
crying,
never
bro.
skip. Like, I'll never skip. Take the easy
Yeah,
road.
yeah.
I'm never gonna take the easy road for.
What's the
for this.
easy road, bro?
dude.
There is no easy road.
No, I know.
The
You
easiest
know what I'm
road,
saying?
the easiest road is not to do
is giving
shit.
up.
Exactly.
And what people don't realize
to
is that ends up
procrastinate,
become-
to put off the task,
becomes
to
a
not
hard
make
road.
the phone call, to not do the scary thing. Like
to my
that's the easy road, doggy.
Or like you said, like to never enter this realm and just continue to do day in, day out and let somebody else control
It's that
your life.
arena shit, man.
Hey, but I like-
Dude, great.
I do. I am an oddity in many scopes of the
You are,
word.
huh?
But in this conversation, I do have that job. And I do have the fucking stress of being my own guy or within a company that we operate and run as a family or as a team. I can see both sides, bro. For a long time, I was in banking and finances, 17 years. And I was just a number, working for somebody else, unfulfilled, fat as fuck, just doing my thing. They brought my son into my office, to my desk. My wife with newborn, brought him in. He was like 6 months less. And I just remember having that moment of like, fuck, this is my life forever now. I'm going to be clocking in at like 7 in the morning, clocking out like at 7 at night, going home. My son is just going to see me as somebody who just goes to work, comes home, and that's it. Fall into place. Best decision I ever did was to get fired. And by that is like they gave me an ultimatum. I was like, you can go fuck yourself. I'm not gonna like I'm gonna do my thing now.
Yeah.
And now my kids, you were mentioning that. I think there's a sense of pride in daddy.
Yeah.
Knowing that, hey, this motherfucker is getting up, going to work, getting up, going to work.
Right.
Dad, are you going to the Elwood today? Are you going to the bar?
Yeah.
Dad, are you going to Three Punk? Are you going to the brewery? We're going to let me come with you.
Yeah.
I want to go deliver kegs. I want to go replace
One
a
of his
keg.
kids is
I
an
want to do this.
alcoholic. That's why he wants.
Well, yeah, he gets free drinks.
He's 7,
My
but
camera's
we're
dead.
getting him young, bro. And the thing is, it fulfills me.
Yeah.
You know what? Don't believe in me. Just support me. You know,
Yeah,
and I think we serve. No, I don't choke up that. I'm what is the word?
cry.
I'm
Bardo.
apathetic.
Keep it going. Let's make him cry.
You know what it is? And it's I'll never stop because this is my 401k plan.
Yeah.
My 401k plan dissipated as soon as I opened the brewery and left banking.
Yeah.
You threw it all in there, dude. And you said, well, fuck it. Now I don't have a retirement plan. Okay. It is what it is. My businesses are now my retirement plan.
Yep.
I got a job at UPS. Thank God now I have another 401k plan. Now we're doing things. Now. You know,
Thanks, sirs.
I fucking
friends of the
hedged
show.
my bets, dude. But
Yeah.
you better be built for this shit, dog. you better fucking be built for it, because ain't no one gonna hand you nothing. There's no one gonna be there to save your ass.
Yeah.
There's some dark days, bro, when you just look at yourself and be like, what the fuck am I gonna do?
Yeah.
How do we make payroll?
Dude,
How do we pay this?
there's a feeling, like, I don't know if you guys have felt this, but I've felt this like sickening
That's a heart attack.
feeling in it's like in your gut.
That's
Like when
cholesterol.
shit is not going right with the business, and it's like it's weighing on you so much that like you literally are by yourself. You could be fucking driving or whatever. It's like a real
it
man.
never leaves you,
This
Bardo.
this is a man-to-man moment with yourself where you're like, I'm so fucking like, I feel so depressed about this shit.
Yeah.
Like, what am I gonna do? And you don't have the answer. But then in those moments is when like some little light, something like happens, little something gives you a little hope, a little fucking thing, and then you're like revived, re-energized back into the thing. So I don't know, man. Yeah, it ain't
bro,
it ain't an easy fucking road, dog. It's so hard, and
Listen, today's the last day of the month. It is mental health.
yeah, this
awareness.
is great, dude. We're putting
What
this
do
out
you do? What do all of you cocksuckers do to offset?
It's also the last
Wait,
day
wait,
of
wait,
Pride, so that was really rude.
What do you guys do? To
He's almost showing
offset-
their community some respect.
What do you do to offset these dark days? What do you guys do to offset these evil thoughts? What do you guys do
Meditate
to just
every
real time-
day.
Go ahead.
Therapy
Share your-
twice a month. Like I have to stay grounded. Yeah, I have no choice because like dealing with all the pressures that we talked about as fathers, as spouses, as a fucking business owner, that shit's unreal, dog. That shit can eat you up. So you have to find like a way to kind of create that calm in between the storms. Storm's never gonna go away, but in between it, how can you fucking?
You know what's
deviate from
crazy?
that?
In that fucking hurricane, in that storm that I find myself in a lot, it's always calm in the middle. Like I'm comfortable.
The eye of this, yeah.
I'm comfortable in the thick of the bullshit because I'm like, all right, it is what it is. We are where we are. Tomorrow's going to come whether I fucking fix it, we fix it, or we don't. Let's handle what we got to handle. Let's make those tough calls. Let's make these tough decisions. Who do we got to reach out to? How are we going to handle it? And I feel like, if anything, in the last 9 years of operating small businesses, that is one thing that is kind of like, it's made me a better person. Yeah. Who was telling me? Like, somebody was telling me, it's like, yeah, dude, I remember you from back then, and you're just a piece of shit. You were an asshole. Arrogance, bro. Cockiness. Yeah. Like, it was just ego.
I told you that about this weekend.
Yeah.
And that was
like those things
just happened right now.
Those things were just there because I hadn't experienced dick. Right. I haven't done nothing. I wasn't a dad. I wasn't a business owner. So it's like every night was an easy night. You know, you go to work, you come home with the wife, you drink, you have some dinner, you rip some bowls, you watch a movie, you go to sleep, you start over, you do it again.
Yeah.
Easy living. As soon as this happened, it shaped me and it made me better. And I'm hoping, like, you know, it continues to, because I got 3 kids, dog. I got to pass that shit down to these kids. I don't want to pass down. I don't want to come home, bring all that shit home, and they see it, and then inadvertently they start picking up on it, and they start putting it on.
Right.
They start wearing it. I want to make sure that as soon as they get to the house, deep breath, open the door. These kids, my wife, have nothing to do with what just happened in the real world or in my world. I got to leave this shit behind, and I got to go in there, dude. And I've learned how to do that.
That in itself takes structure and discipline, dog.
You got to be fucking ignorant.
I was terrible. I was terrible about that when I was married, and now, like, in my like understanding of that and like development, it's better with me and my kid. But like,
you got to get rid of your wife. Whatever.
But no, that comes with comes with experience, right?
Yeah.
Like it, you know, if like how you're just saying you were struggling with it when you were married, like you were inexperienced in it, right? If you maybe were married again, like I don't know,
Are you
that's
gonna
something you want to
propose?
do or not, but you'd handle it totally different. I don't know.
Love Island.
Caesar's left the chat.
Man, what do you
No,
do?
but you'd handle it totally different, and
Yeah.
like your younger self probably wouldn't have handled it
No.
like how you do now.
I
But that
handled
has
it by
come with years
drinking.
and years of going through the shit.
Drinking, bad eating habits,
Yeah.
just letting it overcome me, succumbing to it, and then just saying, well, we'll see what happens tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we'll see what happens tomorrow. Not being proactive, not even being reactive, just being inactive.
Yeah, that's
I'm just
crazy.
kind of fucking chilling.
That's deep, dude.
And let's see what
That's deep,
happens.
brother.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
just like, all right, well, some shit's going to happen.
Yeah.
I guess.
I think in the sales industry, they call that hope selling.
Yeah,
right? Like you can never make a sale hoping on one.
Yeah.
Like, and you got to change shit for yourself.
Hey, 75 hard. I know people don't want to hear about that shit anymore.
I've
Here
heard.
it goes. But that shit helped me, dude.
Oh, 100%.
That shit helped me. I go to the gym every
Dude, I
fucking
haven't got
Monday
to
through Friday.
I haven't got to tell this to you guys, and I know you're fucking like done with talking about 75. But I am so proud of both of you
Here we
guys
go.
for doing it.
I'm not putting the clap button again.
but like just. It's not even just about 75 hard. I know what came with that and the discipline that comes with that and how that affected everything else. It almost makes a lot of other things you do in your life a lot easier.
Yeah.
And as long as you stick with that discipline and like, you know, keep your fitness going, and like the fitness is a great way to burn off a lot of the shit that we're talking about. Like the things stress and stuff you're struggling with. Like that's how I do it. Like if I'm fucking got all this shit in my mind, I'm like, okay, no headphones, and I'm just gonna go run. I don't know how long I'm gonna run. I don't know. I'm just gonna fucking go. I just start running. And
Until
then
the evil thoughts
as
are
I'm
gone.
running, I have all these conversations going on in my head, dude.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, I need to talk to myself like this. This is great. This is great. And
Dude,
so,
in those moments, I'm the best version of myself ever.
Yeah.
Because you're breaking down every scenario, you're creating a different reality, and I'm going through and it's like, okay, cool. I see the outcome. Now, what do I have to do to get there?
Mm-hmm.
And I always tell people, it's like being in a paid parking structure. You're going to get to the toll booth and that arm's going to be down.
Yeah.
You got to pay your dues if you want to leave, bro. Otherwise, you're going to just fucking chill and stay and you're not going anywhere. So it's like for me, paying my dues is checking all of those boxes. Okay, I go to the gym, healthy eating, be the best version dad I can be a better husband, which if you ask my wife, I'm probably the fucking worst husband. But just do what I can to pay those dues. And eventually the obstacles, which in this case is that little arm that lets you out of the parking structure, it opens. And then you just dip out and it's like, and then you got other fucking obstacles that come, but whatever.
now you got rocks. You got rock fields. You got
I think what happens is that people. This is why fad and fast dieting doesn't work.
With a D. Go ahead.
Because people think that you do it and you're set. You get to this point where you start to see some results and you're set. But what happens is that they don't realize that your fucking feet have to hit the ground every day and remind yourself that you have to keep on fucking doing it.
Yeah.
So look, everybody does go like, hey man, are you guys gonna go on that fucking 75 hard shit again? Like it's getting old. But I will tell you this, I haven't met anybody that's on one that's really trying to fucking better themselves. Bitch and moan about that.
No,
people don't like being reminded about what they should be doing.
right.
Thank you for saying that.
Preach, brother.
Yeah.
We were
I feel
getting,
seen.
We were getting my oldest kid a watch, the Apple Watch, because we don't think he but we don't think he should have a phone
You
yet.
do not
He's earned it. He's earned it. He deserves it. But he's still
Hell yeah,
young.
he
He's
does.
12. We were there at the AT&T sales kiosk or whatever, and in conversation, 75 hard came up on his end, and then I told him, "Oh, dude, I fucking finished," and he was like, "Oh, I'm in it right now." And it was just kind of like, he was hyped, dude. I just need to do it for myself, dog.
It's like the hardest part's not drinking.
No. You know what he said the hardest part is?
Water?
The hardest part is the thoughts of me quitting every day. And I was like, yeah, dude, that's life.
There you go, oldest son.
That's life, dog. That's life. So it's like, everyone out there is battling their own little private battles.
Right,
and if you ask the right questions, or if you're just a decent human being and present yourself as like, receptive and again, piece of shit, huge, top notch, way back when, or might not even know, not so far back, I was apathetic. I don't give a fuck. I got to do what I got to do. Stay out of my way. Now I'm like, I take time. I take a run. All right, tell me, dude, what the fuck? What's going on? Like,
Dude, your transformation is one of the ones out of all the guys I've met in San Diego. Because I've met a lot of people that I mean, every time I'm with someone and they're like, hey, I'm trying to work out. Like, okay, perfect. Let's go back to the origin story here. Before you started 75 Hard,
You were
Tony.
a fat fuck.
No, Tony brought me to Three Punks.
Big up
and-
Tony Girthy Neck Martinez.
Girth neck, motherfucker.
Neck.
Tony Martinez, a
Front of the show,
stand-up
him and his
classy
neck.
man.
No, but he brought
Average
me to,
neck.
we
He's
had a
got
little
two Emo
meeting.
Brown
He brought
memberships.
me to Three Punks and we're sitting there. That's where I met Steve for the first time. And then, Tony was telling me about him and then we're talking and Steve's like, yeah, I'm like trying to get fit. I'm trying to lose some weight and all this. I'm thinking about doing the 75 hard thing. And then Steve was like, I'm like walking this much. And I'm like, oh yeah, that ain't enough.
Nope.
I was like, how about you double it, dog? You know, like, and he was like, kind of like,
Yeah, dude.
whoa, what do you mean? And I was like, dude, no, how about the gym? Have you gone and lifted weights yet? No, I've never done weights. I'm doing a lot of walking. You got to get in the gym, bro. You got to lift weights, right? But dude, the seed that was like planted that day, and I'm not taking credit for it because it's not me, it's him.
You should, because I remember when this happened.
Sounds about white.
Dog,
This show brought to you by
he
his
did it, though.
biceps.
No, I swear to God, bro. From that day, like you and I have been connected.
Yes, sir.
From that day, that was the first day we
Indeed.
met.
I'm
We've
not
been
there.
connected, and then all of a sudden he went to the gym with me and Tony, and then you guys did your 75 hard thing, and then he's in the gym all the time, and then he's there all the time, and I'm like, dude, Steve, you fucking did it, brother.
Yeah.
Like you did it. You went from being this guy who's kind of so-so, I'm walking a lot and all this stuff, to like, no, I'm in the gym, I'm fucking changing.
White
I'm
guy's
gonna
got a
drop
point.
pounds. They're like, bro.
Everybody
he
that
did
follows
it.
him knew he was in the
No,
gym.
and it's all your
all the
credit.
time.
So like, it's just one of the transformations that I've seen out of all the guys that I've seen transform, which is a lot, which is awesome. But like, dude, you're up there top 5 of like one of the ones that I'm like, dude, that was like a proud one,
Bro,
because
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. Awesome. Real shit. If you can't keep your word to yourself, like how do you expect to keep the word to your loved ones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To your staff,
Exactly.
to the people around you. I had to do that shit. I had to have I've changed a lot, dude. And it sucks for my wife. And it sucks for me because all of these conversations, my old habits precede me.
Yeah.
Meaning people think I'm a piece of shit or sarcastic or like a
The way
bitch
you
shit
said
talker.
snarkiness.
Yeah. Steve, yeah.
So when I'm literally like talking to people, it's like, yo, I apologize. I didn't mean it like that.
Yeah,
I don't. And
My
like,
name
no.
is Earl.
You're
You
like,
fucking
no,
go-
fool. I know you're just being a dickhead. I was like, nah, man. Real talk, dog. I'm letting you know, like, I'm not
that guy anymore.
I'm that guy, but I didn't mean it like that. I mean it in this sense, and I'm sorry that you still have that impression of how I'm still there. I'm still that guy. I'm just trying to be better, dude. Because if I can't be better for me, I can't be better for my kids. How can you love someone else if you don't love yourself?
Exactly.
I like what Lozano said about it when you guys on the 75 hard. This is what motivated me if I was ever going to do it. You said, yeah, I'm taking this time away from my family, which is the big thing I cannot do right now. I cannot fucking not be there. There's me and Fernando watching Pete, But it's like, he's like, if I'm taking this time to go to the gym, it's not like he's watching me leave the family. He's watching me go do something healthy, something good. Like, it's a good example.
Totally.
He's like, my kids are seeing that. And they're like, oh,
Put it
shit.
in the work, Dad.
Fuck yeah, Dad,
Dude,
you're
and
doing
the
that
kids
shit.
eat it
So
up,
I'm like,
bro.
I'll incorporate that at home as much as I can, like whatever. But like, your words, sir, live in my head.
Dude, and to your point, BJ, like that is a great point. Like when you're out there they don't go and see you lift all the weights and everything. But when you come home and you could be like, hey, I just got back from the gym.
Yes.
Like, how do I
Drenched.
look? You could be like,
Now
and
I
then
can throw you
they're
even
gonna
higher.
All your kids are like, oh, how do I look? And they're
Yeah.
like, and I'm like, hey, let's do 10 push-ups.
Yeah.
And then you get down, you have them all.
But
like there's
one of the things in that same conversation that we were having, one of the things was like, I just want them to understand that this is what we do in this family.
Lead
This
by
is what we
example.
do.
yeah.
What we do here is we make time for ourselves.
Yes, sir.
But when we make time for ourselves, it's not drowning your sorrows away at a bar. It's fucking lifting bars, dude. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
we
Like,
can do that too, bro. We could do both.
You'd
Two
be
things
proud of
can be
Pete,
right at once.
because 2 days ago
Why
he
do you
woke me
need
up. He
the
said,
yellow,
"Daddy, let's go for a run." And I was like super motivated. Like I've been doing like waking up, hitting the fucking exercise
we
bike.
just
Go, BJ.
I was not gonna do it that day.
Yeah, you
He
did it
comes in
though.
the room. He's like, "Hey, I want to go for a run." I was like, "You? All right, fuck it, let's go." So we went for a
Yeah,
little run, dude.
dude.
It's fun.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Lozano, your words live in the Jezbera's home.
There
Bro,
it is, bro.
I love it. I
Dude,
love it.
there's two voices in every single person's head. It's the bitch voice and it's the boss voice, and it's which one are you gonna listen to? You know, and you don't need to do 75 hard. You don't need to do any program. You don't even need to do any
Sometimes
fucking
the
challenge.
bitch voice is
all you
fun, though.
literally gotta do is wake up in the fucking morning when your alarm comes off, and when you had told yourself, "Hey, I'm gonna go walk a mile," and then when you wake up and you're like, I'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Go listen to that motherfucker. Listen to the motherfucker that says, hey, we're going to go.
But when the bitch voice says that crunch bar looks really good.
What's
Yeah.
a crunch
Listen,
bar?
You, deserve, you don't know crunch bar?
No, a crunch. Hey, right now, favorite candy of all time, go.
Reese's Pieces peanut butter cups, mega size, 4 in 1 container.
That's
Kit
king
Kat.
size.
Kit Kat?
Yeah.
Oh, do you share them like the commercial says?
No,
or
bro.
like-
Fuck a share.
Okay, cool.
Okay, wait. Do you break them apart to eat them one by one, or
do you
do you
just
take them and
savage
eat
it?
them
You
like fucking
fucking-
pan flute?
I usually do split down the middle and do the 2x.
Yeah,
Bro, it's
yeah,
like
double up,
weird,
double
bro.
up.
Those cartoons where they smoked a whole pack of cigarettes.
Yeah.
Unload each other. Caesar, what's your favorite candy of all time?
BJ's Barrett.
Whatchamacallit?
Woohoo!
He said, whatever they sell at HK.
Her name is Candy.
Her name is Candy.
Solid,
Big ups to all the candies.
Jeff?
Peanut M&Ms.
But how do you not
nice.
know what a
All
crunch
days.
bar is? A crunch bar is a staple.
Yeah,
don't
he
know.
does.
I don't know what
Dude,
it
Bart
comes from.
Simpson.
Simple chocolate, Rice Krispies.
No idea.
Simpsons, dude.
Crunch
Bart
is
Simpsons.
damn
Remember
good.
when they were fucking...
Crunch is really great.
Crunch is great.
They made a whole ice cream out of it.
Yeah.
It's
Boys-
literally every Halloween Costco bag that you buy has a Crunch bar in it.
Excellent show.
It's not done yet, though. We have
I know
some
we're
shit
not.
to
We're
promote.
not done. But I'm just letting you guys know.
Good job.
I
Just a
needed
check-in.
this.
What's up?
I needed this. I needed a dump. Like I needed to
That's great.
release all of his toxic shit.
Dude,
Yes.
I can't do this around other people.
This is a good group, bro.
I'm giving us
like
all the
this
clap.
I think
can't-
this is a
We
great
did this, boys.
way to end the. You brought it up, the men's mental health month.
awareness
Like, let's
doesn't
go.
have to end today, bro.
But hold on.
Yeah.
We could do this once a month and just toxic dump on each other because we're built for it.
Yeah. I love
So
it.
Bardo's biceps reminded me. You got in. Are you starting a new program?
I started a new program, and this program is weird. Because my trainer, fucking Brian Queens,
Starts it with a smooch.
All he does is like he removed all of the shit that I was doing, and he said, "All right, now you're doing like plyo, body weight, fucking all of these like cardio workouts. So I'm doing a lot of row machine. I'm doing a lot of kettlebell. I'm doing a lot of fucking burpees, a lot of push-ups,
Prison
a lot
yard
of like
shit.
band workouts up against the wall and shit. It's fun. It's deadly. It's killing me. I'm on these new supplements and went yesterday
got a
with the
stack,
kids.
dude?
Yeah, and with the kids and wifey, we went to the farmer's market. Then we stopped by and got this supplement set up at the local nutrient store. I'm a different dude, dog. I love it.
sounds like
I'm on edge.
South
though.
Bay Joe Rogan over here.
I'm on
Hey,
edge.
his biggest
bro.
fan. My friend Joe Rogan approves.
Friend of the show.
I
Big
just,
ups. Come
I
on,
just
put some
want
respect
to.
on
I
the
just
name.
want to make sure that my kids, see me and like, good job, daddy. Like,
Guess what?
like
Not just
they
your
don't have to
kids.
tell me. They don't
People
have to
around
tell
you
me
see that shit, and we all think you're doing a great job.
Shut up. Like my kids see me
pretty
and,
nice.
and I just see them like doing my shit. And I'm like, all right, cool. It's working. You know, my little one, dude. My little one is 7. He was born a month prior to opening the brewery. So I feel like I was vacant for his earlier stages in life more than any of the other kids. The other 2, I was there day 1 to whatever they are now. The little one, no. The little one, he was with wifey and family while I was at the brewery. And now, like, during this whole fucking, I'm going to be a better person, sounds lame, sounds fucking hokey and hippie
But
shit.
ironically, he
It
also
does
had
not
field work
sound
there.
lame.
That was you, bro. True shit. And you know what? Now he's super close to me, dog. I feel like he sees me bettering myself and he gets closer to me. He's like, Dad, let's go outside and let's hit off the tee. Dad, let's go play catch. Dad, let's do this. And for me, that fuck everything, dude. Let everything burn.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
Can never say no to that.
You know,
that.
so long as my kids see me as a beacon of hope or just like as a role model or someone they love, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Mission accomplished.
No matter what, they're gonna see you as an example. So be the good.
Be the
things.
best one
Be the
possible.
good
dude.
things.
Fuck,
Dude, you know that to that point is like the kids asking to go play ball or whatever. Like, there's times in your life as an entrepreneur where your kids are, especially if you have to work from home one day or something,
Yeah.
right? And they'll be like, "Hey, can you play with me? Like, can you play with me?" And you're just like, I can't right now.
you're
like,
gonna regret
I've
that.
done that. I've
we
said
all
that
have.
too many
We all
times.
have.
Like,
Do that every day.
Or like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm doing this right now.
hard.
You know, you shrug it off like it's no big deal.
I'm already
Dude, I
hurting
have
right
been
now feeling
trying to
that.
check myself lately because, like, dude, my little 3-year-old son, Jack, he'll come up to me, Dad, can you play with me? And then I'm just like I'm in the middle of doing some work or some shit, and I'm like, my gut instinct is like, I can't right now, buddy. I'll do it in let's do it in 20 minutes, and I just pump the brakes. Absolutely, bud.
Yeah,
like,
there it
let's
is.
go
Your
right
bitch
now.
voice
He doesn't
is
know
telling
it's
you.
20
But
minutes.
dude, there's been times where he's got that from me, where it's like, I can't right now, dude. Like, you know, and then when I think about that moment, and I actually think about him kind of shrugging and walking off, I'm like, dude, I just broke his little fucking
Yeah,
heart.
yeah.
Right back
Bardo came
there.
with the stories and the whiskey. He's
dude,
definitely
yeah.
trying to make us cry, dude.
Hey, Bardo's
that-
about to
oh,
cry,
dude.
dude.
Right now, as he's saying that,
I'm about
I'm
to
like
cry.
feeling those. I
dude, I
remember
do the
them
same
viscerally.
shit,
Those
dude.
moments.
All the fucking
Pump the
time.
Brakes is a registered BJ Gisbera song.
That's you. You owe me a nickel.
Hey, fucking real talk, dude.
Real talk.
I needed this.
Bro, I'm starting a new program, and that's
I was
why I
about to
wanted to
say,
bring it
Jeff
up.
started
Dude.
a new program.
Hey, dude, my homeboy Alejandro Che.
You were about to tell
Check
the
this out.
story.
No. Hold on. This precedes that. I'm starting a new program with my guy, dude. He's one of my best friends on the whole planet. His name is Che, and he's starting his company. It's called AM Pro Fit. And I started his program, bro. And he's going to start training me. He's going to get me on a diet, and I'm going to fucking elevate and continue doing what we were doing. But the kind of cool thing about what he's doing, he's the head brewer for Mike Hess.
Okay.
Right? And so he knows firsthand what it's like to be in that world, dude, in that industry.
What world, Jeff?
Well, the world of brewing, the world of being surrounded by beer, booze, and sometimes most of it is free. You know, 1 a.m. shifts with fucking Vallarta's open, and you're not going to go for the salad, bro. You're going to go for that California burrito.
Not just free, but expected sometimes.
Expected, bro.
Like, hey,
we can
I
get
got
to
this
that part
for
of the
us.
industry. But you know what? So he started this program, and it's called the Brewer's Guide to Fitness. And what he's concentrating on right now is the food and beverage industry.
Very nice.
So he's kind of targeting everybody that's in beer, everybody that's in booze, honestly. Whether you're a bartender at a bar that has late shifts and late nights, the last thing that you want to do is go in and fucking do your meal prepping and stuff like that. You have tequila and cocktails at your disposal, all that stuff. He's talking about the brewer, he's talking about the cellarman, he's talking about everybody in our industry that, quite honestly, I know, you know a lot of them, I know a lot of them, you know a lot of them. They all want to be better. We all want to be healthier. We all want to be fit. And so he has been able to carve out a program that's tailored and individualized and personalized for all the people in the F&B industry that just want to get healthier, get fitter, but they don't want to give up, and they can't give up their job or their lifestyle. You don't have to in order to stay healthy. So go give them a follow. AM Pro Fit. I'm starting this journey, so hopefully I'll be a good.
You guys better.
I hope that I can be a good transformation story. Our homie Wart Wrangler Antonio Sanchez, you know, he's been through some health concerns and stuff like that.
Wart Wrangler, friend of the show.
He just started his program, so Che's helping him through it. So I'm just excited about what he's doing. One, he's my brother. Two, it's my brother doing big things. We're talking about entrepreneurial spirit in this episode, that my boy's getting after it, and it's in the spirit of making your fat ass not as fat ass. So let's go.
I'm with it. We're all with it, dude.
Damn, dude, this whole conversation's got me all hyped.
I need.
Take a deep breath.
Take a deep breath. Right now, your story reminded me of Cat Stevens. The cat in the cradle and the silver spoon. Something.
I'll see you real soon, Dad.
Hey, that song I could give a shit about.
Until you listen
to it and you have
read it.
kids and you're like, hey, dude, am I that dad that he's talking about? Is my kid going to grow up and eventually like beg me to go play catch with him? And then one day he's just going to tell me to fuck off. I don't want to play catch anymore.
On the inverse, though, are you the kind of, like, I know you're not, but I'm just saying, like, as the devil's advocate, like, you don't also want to be the dad that was like, always prioritize play and never got anything fucking done, because otherwise you'll be playing in the streets, you know? Like,
I don't know why you're angry. We'll take it easy.
Well, you know what, dude?
I'm just saying this. I know there's kids listening.
I reflect on this.
Your dad's got to work. Let your dad work.
I do reflect on this a lot, dude. And what was it that you're gonna reach a day where it's gonna be the last day? You don't even know it, but it's gonna be the last day that you held your kid. It's gonna be the last day that your kid asked you to go play with them, or her.
Worst dad ever.
And
guess what? My kid's 40. I'm still gonna pick him up.
Oh, do those reenactment photos that are weird and cringy?
Yes.
But you got to be jacked to do that. So keep.
Damn, look at Bartle Flex.
Your weenie ass arms.
Or he's got to stay skinny.
When you have the strength and power of a free nation behind you, Bardo.
Oh shit.
No, man, but I love these conversations more. I love any other conversations, dude. I love shooting the shit. I love busting each other's balls and shit. But I love when we're all kind of having this really positive,
weird,
energetic, goddamn conversation. You never get this on the Emo Brown.
Let's promote some shit.
Okay.
Everyone's got to go. Let's promote some shit. Cesar Salsa Torres, what do you have to promote today, brother?
Salsa consultant.
All right, so BJ, pull up that graphic, dog.
Pull it up.
Let's send it to him.
Pulling it up right now.
So thank you,
What did I
Marisa. So we're trying to promote what she's got going on to kind of empower the Barrio Logan neighborhood. And they've started with this new series, Sonidos del Barrio. It's a mini concert, and it's presented by our friends at the San Diego Foundation.
Big up San Diego
They've
Foundation.
helped us out a lot in the past. Next one is Sunday, July 20th. That's at Chicano Park on the Bay, 1342 Cesar y Chavez Parkway. Community, cultura, conexión, enjoy live music, DJs, wellness, activities, food, art, and more. Start with hell classes at 9 a.m., then dance from 11 to 3 p.m.
That's a lot of dancing, perro.
Bring your family, friends, and good vibes. See you there. Rooted in Logan, built by community.
Look at you.
So follow All for Logan. They'll give you more updates. But yeah, it's going to be a sequential series, man. They just did one in June, July, and then there's another one in August on 17th.
Bardo, what do you got, brother?
I love it.
I don't have anything to promote
Yes, you
other
do.
than just
you got a new product?
the flow's looking good. The long hairs are going strong. We're having one of our best years ever.
What's that you
And
got on your
what's
wrist there? What's that?
Crazy
What do I
is,
see on your wrist?
Yeah, this is the
That's a hair tie for
Padres
guys.
throwback.
I like
hair
that,
tie right
SD
here.
Padres hair tie
These
for guys.
These were a few years old.
Exclusive.
This
That's
was
why
an
you guys should get on them
exclusive drop.
now.
These were the ones Tatis wore, actually. This and one of the other ones on the what was that PS3 game, PS4 game.
What?
Oh,
I didn't know
MLB
that.
the show.
Really?
MLB the show, yeah.
Yeah, I have
on the
that
cover,
game.
Tatis on the cover. He's wearing our hair ties on the
Can you
cover.
see
look
it?
that
You
shit
can
right
watch
now.
it.
Hold on a
now.
second.
Can you
It's
see it
unreal.
on the cover?
Fan
We
the
couldn't
shit.
even fucking believe it. We're like, wait, how did this get past everybody?
I just threw that game away.
Unofficial long hairs on the cover of the show.
Wait, time
Let's
out.
fucking
Do you
God,
go.
play
no,
MLB
that-
the show?
Huh?
Do you play MLB the show?
No.
Dude, I am all in on this fucking game.
I just threw it
dude.
away.
Nah, my kids put me on game with Diamond Dynasty.
Yeah.
Perro.
Oh, it's terrible. It will consume you.
I played 5
I don't even
fucking
like
games
baseball, but I
against
play that
kids
shit.
in Middle America yesterday. I whooped their asses and I talked shit to them. And the kids are like, dude, Dad, he's probably a kid. I said, fuck that fool, dummy. Coming up against us, we win.
Okay, here we go.
There we go.
Jesus Christ.
There it is. See on his right wrist right there? No, sorry,
No,
his left,
left
wrist.
wrist, left wrist.
Zoom in. There you go.
Look at that, dude.
Yeah, we made Tatis specific hair ties. He wore them all season.
got
that
hair.
Bro,
year.
I literally just threw that
And
away. God
it
damn
was
it.
fucking awesome. You know what's so cool? This is a funny story. The Tatis mural in OB, ground floor murals, did
Yep.
that mural.
Big ups for the show.
They're doing, they were, doing the mural and everything. And our boy Jefferson J, he's been here once.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Musician.
So,
Big ups for the
He's,
show.
he's like walking by as they're doing the mural, and they're like just getting to the wrist, and he's like, "Hey, you gotta put the hair tie on the wrist.
Hell yeah.
You gotta put the hair tie on the wrist. You see
That does
you
sound like
see
him.
it. Look at the show. Look at the show thing.
Was
He's
he
got
wearing
the
a
hair
Chris
tie.
Velour
And then
suit?
Freaking, he wasn't, but he does wear those suits.
Yes,
often.
sir.
Then Jefferson gave them the same hair tie right there on the spot, and then the ground floor put it on the mural.
That's
in OB.
dope,
so
dude.
the long hairs are represented down there in OB. Yeah, I'm just saying, just check us out. We're doing
Buy
cool
Henna
shit,
Berry online.
and we're just trying
Not a lot
to.
left.
We're out here staying alive as a business. That's what we're in. We're in the game. We're in
the
just like
game,
we just
BG,
talked
you
about. We're in
fucking
the game.
BG. I love it.
Lozano, what do you got?
The Brew Olympics are coming to Ballast Point Brewing Company. The Brewers Games, what started as a fun event via our friend the Wart Wrangler has
Big
now,
ups, Wart Wrangler.
dude, awesome event has now been picked up by the San Diego Brewers Guild. So we want to keep this thing as an annual event. We just want it to grow, and grow. Bring it up real quick one more time, dude. LGO, homeboy does a lot of games, so his business just all encompassing games, right? Cornhole, flip, you name a game that's fun and involves booze probably, and he has something to do with it. But everyone's invited. You guys can come and watch. Signups are happening right now. There's no guarantee, but we're looking for groups of 4 to participate, and you can represent your brewery at the Brew Olympics. And what we're trying to do with the whole thing is we're trying to have a portion of it go and get funneled back into Antonio's fund to help him with some stuff. And we're hoping that's going to be a lot more of a give back kind of event. So we're going to be partnering up with nonprofit organizations in the future. We're going to be
Emo
making
Brown
this
Foundation.
thing super cool. Dude, we got breweries from LA that drove down last year to do it. Well, they lost. A lot of them lost.
Oh, wow.
I'm just kidding. If you're interested in participating, then follow the route, follow the link, and sign up. And good luck. And if you don't, and you just want to hang out, come over here, drink some beers,
Do the thing.
and do the thing. We'd love to have you.
Barry
gonna be in-
Barry the third. What do you got, brother?
Oh, I got a couple of things. The first one, first and foremost, is going to be on Wednesday, the 2nd of July. If you guys are big fair goers, Del Mar Fair, because just like Coors Amphitheater, it is the Del Mar Fair.
Go ahead.
No matter what they say.
Del Mar Fair. I'll be playing there at the paddock stage. Let me look up the image here real quick. Oh, where the fuck did I put it? There it is. There. Boom. Wednesday night, July 2nd, 1:30 to 2:30 p.m. Not really night, I guess more of an afternoon type deal. But you can come check me on the Paddock stage. It's free with admission. So if you are there and you're going to go watch Third Eye Blind anyway, you might as well come see me play jumper first. Because you know what? It's not who does it the best.
Yeah.
It's who does it first.
No, bitch. That's the other way around.
Wait,
Well, who got
guess
there
what
first?
it-
It's stays there the longest.
Guess who's doing it the first?
Early bird.
Me. All right,
That's
and
the
then we got
perm.
one more event that we just kind of threw together, and I'm excited about because I've been wanting to do it for a while, and I'm gonna make everybody commit to this.
Oh, shit. Here we go.
We're walking to. Oh,
Hey, that's me.
Thursday,
Yeah!
July 3rd. We're finally doing the full stream of Black Ops 6 multiplayer. We're just doing multiplayer. We're not doing Warzone. We're not doing any of that shit. All right. We
nah,
just got
multiplayer's fun.
just the multiplayer, free for all, team deathmatch, kill confirmed, that kind of shit. Domination, the good stuff.
Time out.
bro, nice.
Time the fuck out.
Uh-oh.
This is the only one I have not played. I never finished.
But you have it.
Yeah, I never finished the
Disclaimer.
campaign
Uh-huh.
because things got a little too graphic and my kids were getting a little outlandish.
I heard this.
Okay, my kids were getting outlandish about them Nerf guns and they were out there, I'm gonna kill you. I was like, oh, whoa, what?
Yeah, you stopped doing that.
So we kind of, but I'll still
yeah.
dominate.
Just get in there, get a couple
won't.
practice rounds in. Doesn't matter. You can play local, offline, just to practice and get the maps down.
I
if
do
you have
believe
to.
you'll get better as time goes on, but you're not going to dominate.
No? I'll
We're gonna
better.
get rocked by like fucking these
guys.
son who is
A
gonna,
10-year-old.
Yeah, he's gonna kill us. So it doesn't matter. But we're inviting everybody to join us. If you have the game, play along. If you don't have the game, watch us. We're gonna be on Twitch and
have
we're gonna be on
Twitch
YouTube.
still?
We still do.
Look at us.
We're gonna do both of those things. It's gonna be a whole
Would've
shit
thought,
show
huh?
and a half. But we're gonna have a good time.
That's good.
Thursday,
That sounds fun.
July 3rd. But also something else going on Thursday, July 3rd. If you'd like to do things in person, we have this. Steve, why don't you tell people?
Thursday, July 3rd, Slim Rips and Emo Brown present the Pokemon Trainers Market. That's right, gang. Vendors, giveaways, Pokemon. 7 p.m. free. Bring your tia.
Bardo, you're a big Pokemon
Bring your
guy.
kids.
You bring some money.
Cruise it. Bring some cash. I think they have raffles and
$500.
giveaways. They have a bunch of stuff. They have
all
a
sorts
bunch of
of
cool
vendors,
stuff, man.
giveaways,
Yeah, all the shit,
competitions.
bro.
Dude, all I gotta say about the Pokemon thing, I'm not a Pokemon guy. My kids are kind of into it, but I am impressed with the crowds you guys have drawn here.
Pokemon
Not
fucking
us.
Like,
reigns
what?
Pokemon.
supreme,
Dude, it's
bro.
popping, bro. It's
Shit,
popping.
Pokemon doesn't play. Pokemon is its own little fucking
Pikachu don't fuck
economic
around.
thing, dude.
Hey, do you guys
Totally.
have people walking around with their phones still catching them? Is that still
I
a
don't
thing?
know.
Pokemon Go is not as prevalent these days. I don't think at the event there was a lot of it going on. I'm sure there's a big community for it.
Yeah.
These are the card guys.
A lot of
And if you know
ripping
anything about
packs.
card guys, whether it's Pokemon cards, baseball cards, basketball cards, any sport memorabilia cards, and Pokemon cards. It's like the entire sport memorabilia card like community, and then Pokemon.
Oofed.
And they are
I don't know.
Crazy.
I know
Humongous.
Pokemon
Crazy.
Snap.
Can I tell you something? Honestly, same position you were in 5 months ago.
and now he's in.
I don't believe anything about Pokemon.
You're a
It's all
changed man.
whack. It's all lame. And then I
don't think
started.
it's lame.
No, I did. And I started watching the progress of these events. Wait, no mames. I saw a dude walk in with a $20,000 card
Damn.
for sale.
That's dangerous.
He walked
I
out
saw-
with a black eye.
I
No.
saw another dude.
He walked out mugged.
I saw another nerd walk in with a duffel bag with 3 bands
What
in
the
there,
fuck are
like
these
$30,000, and say, "I want it." Bought it, took off. Transaction
No
coming. I was
shit.
like, we're in the wrong industry, bro.
He's high rollers,
We are
bro.
doing things wrong,
But
man.
we're doing it. Damn it, we're doing it.
Cruise
La
that out
Bobos.
Thursday.
Let's
Don't
get
even
La
talk about
Bobos.
that. That's a sore spot.
2 things.
2 things.
Let's start with the pre-order and when it closes for this killer Emo Brown hat.
Let's see it.
Brought to you by George Ricoy. That's right, SDCA equipment. Emo Brown 3D stitch print, old school 90s retro Padre colors. The blue, the orange, and the Blanco. On the front, on the side is the EB stitched in with a green underlid. We will be closing pre-sale orders on Friday. Get your orders in. There's already been a nice amount of people who pre-ordered. We are only making what we pre-order. There might be a couple extra ones. There might be this, that, and the other.
They look nice.
But when it's gone, it's gone. There's no guarantee that we're going to rerun it. There's no guarantee that we're going to run this bad boy back. There's been a lot of people that are asking for us. There might be another hat though. There might be another Stilo.
Uh-oh, do you hear that, Bardo?
Otra pinche
He's
cachuchita,
like, he's
otra
fucking- what are you
pinche
doing? You're
gorra.
saying
But
that
yeah,
you're going to be late to your meeting.
link in bio. Check it out. We'll be posting about it at nauseum all week long until Friday.
gonna get annoying.
It's gonna get annoying. 75 hard, Emo Brown new drop. That's how it's gonna be, bro, for the next couple of weeks. We're gonna
never seen a better hat.
greatest hat ever. And we're gonna go ahead and sell the shit out of it. Proceeds go to the Emo Brown Foundation. As always, punto final. So make sure you follow the link, pre-order. Hats are $30, bro. Hats are $30. Give me a break. You spend more at friggin' your Botox sessions, bro. As an aside,
He noticed.
I did notice Bardo looking good. We will be having someone come in from the SD Botox on 3rd Avenue and the business as a whole. We will be playing Botox roulette. We're going to put
We get free injections?
We are going to put all of our names in there. And whoever name gets drawn will get Botox on the show. Did you use Botox, bro? Are you that guy?
Look at my fucking forehead.
I
I
can't
do
tell.
not use Botox at all.
Bro, not
I bet they've come at me. Do you mind being the fucking before and after guy? We'll give you
don't-
The
Botox.
face of Botox?
You need a lineup for one, dude.
You know what? You leave my lineup alone.
You got a 2.5 head. You don't even have a forehead. I can
shut
put.
up,
Okay, I'll
fool.
put 3 fingers. I'll put 3 fingers on there. Make sure you get on there.
Best hairline in the game.
Thank you, sir.
The wrong game, bro. The fucking game are you playing, Bardo? But yes,
Just to hide his.
look at this.
I love it. What kind of fucking lineup do you have, fool?
I don't. I'm a man.
There we go.
But real talk, go ahead and
Little
get that
crooked.
pre-order link. We got it. Next one, number 2.
Uh-oh.
Some of you guys have noticed we finally put out the project, the collaboration project that we did with the big homie Daniel Goicoechea.
Oh, wow. You did. You got it
DG
right.
Films. DG Films,
Co-founder
and Emo
over
Brown.
at Overpool.
And Emo Brown came together to release this mini docu-series, Emo Brown Presents, made in Chula Vista, brought to you by Create Chula Vista and the City of Chula Vista, a grant. We were tapped on the shoulder to create 3 mini docs about people who are pillars of the community and have helped put Chula Vista to the next level. We did. We're releasing them. Today is Monday. We release it. Former Mayor Mary Salas broke into somebody's yard
And now
because
she's
that's
running
where
out.
she lived, and she was leaving because the owners they said, "Who is this lady?" And they close it. Yeah, that's me. About 30
Wow.
pounds
Look at
heavier.
that. Allegedly.
About
Fatty.
30 look at that guy, 30 pounds heavier.
There's been
bro.
a transition. Look at that.
Hey,
When
Oh
was
my
that,
God.
when was that filmed?
September, August.
That was in 3K,
Okay,
though.
well,
We're in 4K
also-
now.
No, he was already
Almost
done with
a
the
year,
75
Look at this
Yeah.
transformation.
He was already done with it.
Hey. So that is available right now strictly on YouTube. We're going to be putting it on YouTube. We got 3 shows, 3 people in the community who did their thing. We're starting it off today with Miss Mary Casillas Salas, former
Great listener.
mayor
Can't
of
wait to
Chula
watch.
Vista. Check it out. It's awesome. Daniel did a great job.
Shout out DG Films.
I don't know who Daniel is. Dick Drippy. That's who the fuck Daniel is. And we're going to keep running it back. We're going to probably look into getting more people to get on there and do more. If you want to be featured on something like this in the future,
Do something.
Send an email to info@Emo Brown, and Hexus, our freaking talent coordinator, will set you up and get it on. If you want to be on the podcast, info@Emo Brown. Set your information there. Don't DM me because I don't know what I'm doing, dog. I'm not going to be the guy. I'll say, yeah. And then I'll be like, that'll be it.
And they'll be like, we have 4 interviews that
Yeah.
day.
And then it'll be over.
Thread that never stops.
Send it to info@Emo Brown. He'll take care of you right there. Check it out. That's a great series, bro. I want to do more.
Well, it was shot well.
Number 3. For some reason, I was chosen to do a podcast with a young lady from a local real estate firm named Monica. Monica is part of a company called American Dream, and they have a series on both Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon. They did an interview with me
Right.
about 2 months ago, 2 months ago. And it's going to drop on those fucking things, like I think in the next couple of weeks. So stay tuned. It's basically
Our famous friend
a
Steve.
story on what
Being PG, I bet.
we created, how we created, why we created, and where we're at now, dude. So the American
cool.
Dream with Miss
Congratulations.
Monica,
Compadre.
and I was the topic of conversation.
huevo.
And you know I do not like that.
But you
love
did
You
it.
know I do
It's
not like
done,
that.
And now it's out there. and it's
Final
going.
wrap up, boys. What do we got? Anything good? Anything great?
I just gotta say I've been loving the new vibe here on the Emo Brown podcast. The
Go
three
ahead.
of you are fantastic.
But who's better?
No, I think the whole trio is awesome. Been really enjoying last few episodes, and
We love
well,
you.
really since Jeff's been on is
Game changer.
no. I'm
It's
just
nice to have a
saying-
female
I'm just saying,
perspective, isn't it?
It's been different. It's been different, is what I'm saying.
We did need
in a
that
good
woman's
way. I don't even know
outlook. We did need that soft woman's touch on the episodes to make things a little bit more available.
spread a little
And
goop.
it sounds like he has lasted longer than any other co-host up to
He's
this
there.
point.
He's a couple shows away from Albert.
Okay.
Big ups, Albert, friend of the
Okay.
show. But yeah, you're a couple shows away from like outlasting anyone.
Anybody can be a go host at any time.
Don't fuck around. I like
Hey,
you here.
hey.
I do.
love,
like
I
you.
love this.
Yeah, this
I
is
love
awesome.
what's
Well,
happening
I
right
enjoyed
here.
it. I hope you're gonna invite me back sometime
at-
soon. But here's the thing: they
Once
don't
a
invite.
month.
They don't invite anybody. You just show up.
Yeah,
Pretty
just
true.
show up.
Apparently that's
We
the
open the
move.
doors and whoever comes through, we just
okay,
kind of let
Well, we
in.
did leave the door open.
Yeah,
we do
did.
have Splurjo
Both.
on once to twice a month, and he fucking kills it.
I love Splurge.
You know, us as a dynamic, we're on here. It's working. Caesar and Bardo today, excellent, bro.
Bringing cultures
Excellent, bro.
together, breaking down fences.
Breaking
Bring the
news,
cancel couch together.
racism ended today in America because Salsa Torres and Bardo came together.
Bro, this
and
looks awesome.
Yeah,
I
look
love
at
what's
that, dude.
happening
His
right
breath
now.
smells
This
great
is
again.
fantastic.
Middle
Radiant.
America, Central America, all in one
Man, those
shot.
are
dude.
some great smiles on that screen.
Look at that.
Some
Middle
great
America,
smiles right
Central
there.
America
Look at
came
that.
together, bro. We're truly making America great again. One shade at a
Hey,
time.
hey, what day is this episode going to drop?
Today, right
Today.
now.
Ahorita.
The American Curiosity Dinner at Ballast Point Brewing Company tickets are still on sale, but they're going fast. Bill Oakley is going to be emceeing and hosting a wonderful night of experimental and provincial foods from across the United States. There's going to be prizes. There's going to be giveaways. There's going to be stories, Simpson stories, Futurama stories.
Why did Marge Simpson get killed off?
That
well,
is a
you know what?
question.
He might not be able to answer that. But what he can answer is, what was he thinking when The Simpsons went on their Emmy-winning streak back in the day? And also, we have a very special surprise at the very end of that dinner. And so on top of the menu actually being secret, there's still a secret even after that. So
Damn.
Double
hope to
secret.
see
I hope
you
it's Conan
guys.
O'Brien.
Yeah, man. I hope. Well, he'll tell you stories about that too.
Monorail.
But listen, I hope to see you guys. If you're a Simpsons fan, if you're a Mission Hills fan, if you're a Futurama Portlandia, or if you're just a big fan of fucking food.
If you like eating.
Yeah, junk food specifically.
Or if you're a Jeff Lozano fan.
I do very
Come join
love
Jeff.
You. I love
And
you.
if you want to, lastly, try the Long Hairs Henneberry
Too bad. Ours is gone.
anniversary bourbon.
Bro, dude, we killed that bottle.
Just go to Google. This is honestly the best way to find it. Just go to Google and type the Long Hairs and Henneberry.
Finish
and
that last
it will
sip in there,
pop up.
Bardo. Finish it
Do
up.
it. Eat the
That's
worm.
you. There
Why
it
doesn't it have
is.
a
Look at that.
scorpion? Why doesn't it have a
America.
scorpion in there?
America,
Outstanding.
bro. Not the Prince of MAGA. Not the Prince of MAGA. Simply a nice young man from the
Just a
community.
prince. You
Get
would
a
just
new
call him a
Why do you have
prince?
to say it?
Episode or
You didn't
what?
have to say it.
I get a new nickname or what?
Bardo, not the Prince of
Not the
Mag.
Prince
CEO.
of MAGA. Thank you guys. I
Love
needed
it.
this.
This was
I
fun.
did need this, bro.
This is great.
You have no idea.
I feel relieved.
I do.
honestly.
This,
Right?
I,
I need
tell
to
people
relieve
this is my
myself.
fucking therapy.
Yeah.
This was my best therapeutic session to date, dude.
I love this crew.
Caesar, Bardo, Luciano, myself, and Jasbera, we bid you adieu, and we'll see you next Monday.
Vete a la verga.